Mm-mm-mm. It feels good when you get start drinking way before the episode starts.
Oh man.
Usually
Yeah.
I drink as we're starting. So
All I know is I gotta
I don't
work
know about
tomorrow.
you, Brian.
It's gonna be a long motherfucking day tomorrow. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Dude, I have to go to my storage unit that we're trying to buy and move my fucking house. Yeah, that's
You're
fun.
gonna buy a storage unit? That's impressive.
Buying a whole goddamn storage unit.
That's
That's
what
how
I'm
much
talking
shit
about. Boss status.
my wife has hoarded that much stuff. We have our you can't even walk through our house. You have to crawl through all the dead cats and the stacks of newspapers.
You got like a newspaper trail going through your house?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awesome. Well,
Oh.
we should probably introduce everybody to another episode of the Geek Dad Report.
Well, not just any episode though, Brian.
Yeah,
This is a monumental episode.
it is. Everybody, you know what? You're right. We need to do this with a little enthusiasm here. Everybody, welcome to the 50th episode of the motherfucking Geek Dad Report. Woo!
Episode 50.
50. We made it, people.
Year's worth of episodes.
You know what? The haters and the doubters said we wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shows what the fuck they know, because we did do it.
Yeah.
Episode 50.
All those 3 people that said that. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think anybody said we couldn't do it, but I like to pretend that people said we couldn't do it because it really motivates me.
Yeah, it kind of gives you a chip on the shoulder.
Well, you gotta have something when you're doing your Rocky style montage to really motivate you, and you can't sing "Eye of the Tiger" if you have nobody doubting you.
Yeah, you got no stairs to run up and be like,
Yeah. I mean, if there's no slab of meat hanging there for you to box, you're just shadow boxing nothing and look like a weirdo in sweats because nobody wears sweats anymore. You really
I got track pants on, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, track pants are cool.
Yeah.
Actually, my wife for Christmas bought me these Superman, I don't know, pajama pants, but they're they're like Justin Bieber pants, so they're skinny. They're like skinny pants.
Do they right up on your balls though?
No, that's what's really weird. So they're really tight on my legs, but it's got massive crotch space. So I wear them around, and my wife laughs at me. She tells me I look like an old man, but I don't care. They got Superman on the side. I'm fucking down.
We're not old.
We're not old. All right. Well, we should probably. I don't know. We should probably introduce what we're going to talk about on the show. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Oh.
Like I said, this is our drunk episode, and we're not joking. Me and Ryan have been drinking for the last 2 hours. Yeah. Hang on. In fact, I think it's time to refill our drinks.
Yeah. I can't tell you how much of this I've had of this vodka.
Oh, keep it going. All right. That's probably enough. I do got to work tomorrow. This is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My drink.
I like to say that Absolute Vodka does not sponsor us, but if they'd like to,
Yeah.
geekdadraport at gmail.com. Hit us up.
Burnett's raspberry. This is my wife's choice.
Nice. You know what? We're no judgment here.
This is no judging zone.
I'm gonna pour some. I got this strawberry lemonade stuff. It's going in the cup. I'm making an electric iced tea, strawberry lemonade tea thing. There's no tea. I don't know why I said tea. There's literally no tea in this.
Yeah, I got green fruit punch that's left over from my second graders.
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day
We're
party.
not family men. We're drinking.
Yeah.
I'm drinking my kid's Ecto Cooler spiked with rum. It's pretty good.
Shit, if we had extra cooler, I would be drinking that shit all over.
Dude, they're coming back.
They are?
Yes.
All my friends in Washington are showing cans of Surge and shit.
Yeah, Surge is back too.
I can't find Surge anywhere in fucking Utah.
Because you live in Utah, and the Mormons hate Surge.
Suck my balls, Utah.
It has caffeine, and they said the devil likes caffeine, so you can't drink it. At least I heard that on the Utah Outcast.
Yeah.
Utah's
Utah
number one atheist
Outcast
show.
is a very good show to teach you about what's going on in religion.
Yeah, speaking of that, the Utah Outcast host except for Reed, may be joining us tonight. So I'm just gonna give it a little teaser. He's supposed to maybe hop in at some point on the show, so we'll see. If he doesn't,
he apparently left work 15 minutes ago.
So if he doesn't, me and Ryan will still bring you an amazing episode. But if he does, Well, we'll see where this shit goes. I don't know where it
Yeah,
will.
it'll be fun. I'm
It'll,
excited. I hope we know he's listening right now.
yeah.
He doesn't show up on
Wait,
the show.
how's he
So,
listening right now? We're not live.
oh, you know what I mean?
He's metaphorically listening right now, and he's ready to hop on. I can feel it.
Yeah.
All right, you know what?
Let's run this shit.
We should probably get back on the rails.
Yeah. We have a new sponsor tonight.
Well, no, we gotta tease the show first.
Oh.
Don't you read the show notes?
I can't. Everything's all blurry now. I ate like half a pizza. I stress ate half a pizza.
Oh, I wish. I'm in this like no carb and no sugar crap during the week. It's awful.
Like little garlic rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 of them, and I ate 2 of those and like half a pizza. I was just fucking stress eating. I was just
so
like,
jealous, dude. They had donuts. They had donuts at work today, and I stood there and I stared at them for like about 3 minutes, and I was like, I really want to eat that donut. I want to eat. And it wasn't like I want to eat the donut. I'm having visions of me like grabbing 2 fists of donuts and just literally just. Yeah. But I walked away because I'm strong.
Yeah. I gave in to my inner fatty and just fucking carved it up.
Dude, that's why I always have a cheat day. I have a cheat day every weekend because if you don't have a cheat day where you ingest 10,000 calories, it's impossible to diet. I'm a full
negate like all the work that you did during the whole week.
Yeah. All right. Fuck it. Enough. We're getting this show back on the rails, right? All right, everybody. Like we said, welcome to the 50th drunk episode that we've been teasing forever, and we are finally coming.
This title is going to be called Ramblin' Man.
Yeah. Anybody knows me knows that when I start drinking, I start rambling, and I'm sure Ryan will do the same. But I will try. I will do my best.
No, when I get really drunk, I try and do flips off of things.
Don't do a flip. Ryan, if you don't know, has vision problems, and he's been watching a lot of Daredevil, so he may be inspired.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I'm going blind and deaf from a disease. So watching Daredevil, I just sit there with tears coming down my face.
But don't feel sad for Ryan. I have been teaching him the way of the ninja, so pretty soon his lack of vision will equate to an amazing ability to dodge.
Brian is my stick in the Daredevil universe. So
wait a minute.
No.
You know what? On that note, like I said, everybody, welcome to the 50th episode of the Geek Dad Report. We have a lot for you guys today. Actually, we don't really have a lot. We have a lot of stuff that we're just going to ramble about, but we do have, you guessed it, Batman Superman news, because that shit is what is going on right now. We have some Star Wars news as usual. We got Ben Affleck news. Affleck. We got Batman Lego news. We got Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. We are going to talk about so much goodness that your fucking nerd heads are going to explode into confetti made of pure happiness.
If we haven't already turned you off.
Are you kidding me? I've never turned anybody off in their entire life. Right?
Oh.
Booyah! Anyway, we also have some recommendations. We are going to go into a bodacious comic in Comics You Crave.
Yeah.
And I don't know, finally we're going to give maybe a rant or possibly a crap or craptastic. We have not decided yet. And like we said earlier, we may even have a guest on our show. So we'll see how it goes. But one thing is for sure, we've been drinking. This show is going to be something special. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be a good special or a bad special, but it's going to be fucking special.
We're going to have to drink a lot of water after this episode.
Shit, I got to work tomorrow. Hang on. Do something funny. I got to find our music. It was here and then it left.
Chug the rest of my drink.
All right. Well, don't chug the rest. We got a whole show to go. Damn it, Ryan. Anyway, like we said, we got a crazy show.
Woo!
We look forward to you guys joining us on the ride.
I just drank like...
Oh, we them bad boys. Sip the cane. Yeah. C's. MC7. 48's. Let's go.
Yes.
Are we getting paid for that yet?
No, they haven't gotten paid for yet.
Yeah.
I would like to say it's been a while since we thanked our official music sponsor, Pacific Game, MC Sav, Caesar, Buddy Aces. They are currently on tour right now with one of the, I don't know, what do you call it, Insane Clown Posse. Believe it or not.
One of those guys that puts on makeup.
Yeah, if you would like to check out their music, Aces has an album, new album, 87 is currently on iTunes. It's really good. Also, MC Sav has a album out right now. Star Killer is also really good. The theme, I don't know, our intro music is a song called Bad Boys. It is on his Star Killer album. Me and Ryan highly suggest you check it out. But we would like to thank those guys for the music they allow us to use free of charge, and we really appreciate it. So,
thanks, guys.
If you love us, support them and buy their album. It's like $10 on iTunes, both of their albums, and they're really good.
Yeah.
Plus, they sponsor our show, and they're really our only sponsor at this point.
Well, our only legitimate sponsor.
Yeah. Well, you know. But you know what? We did get a new sponsor this week, Ryan.
Yes.
We had a lot of response. Hell's Kitchen sent us an amazing email saying that the overwhelming show of support that we got from the Geek Dad Report fans of their grief counseling was unbelievable. But unfortunately,
here's the thing that happened. Is that they got so much people coming in for grief counseling that Frank Castle couldn't take that shit anymore. And he decided to go on another murder rampage, and they kind of lost their grief counselor, and the whole thing had to get shut down because we sent so many people their way.
Yeah, well, not only did Frank go on a murder rampage, the building was actually bombed. So right now, Hell's Kitchen Grief Counseling is on a little bit of a break, and they will be back. And when they do, best believe they have told us that they will be definitely using us as a sponsor going forward. So we will let you guys know when they reopen. But in the meantime, our crack sales team has solicited us a brand new sponsor, and we are. I can't speak for Ryan, but I know I am really excited about our new sponsor. I think Ryan is too.
I think I would say I'm fairly excited.
So. Would you say you're a 7 out of 10 excited about our new sponsor?
I would say that I would be a full one measurement higher than what I thought of them last night.
Yeah. Would you like to tell everyone, Ryan, who is the new sponsor of the Geek Dad Report?
Batman v Superman is our sponsor.
Yes.
For this week. But it's not. It's the movie studio and their marketing department. Basically, everyone that is connected that is screaming, "Oh fuck, we're in trouble now."
Basically, Ben Affleck called me personally and said, "Brian, I've seen your show. We've watched the Geek Dad Report. Me and Henry, we were in full costume. I was wearing a bat suit, and he was wearing the Superman suit, and Gail was in the Wonder Woman costume." And we were huddled around a computer, a small computer, tablet, watching the Geek Dad Report. And we were amazed that you guys speak the truth. We watched your Batman v Superman real review, and we were astounded at how truthful and unafraid you guys were to tell the world the truth about things. And so we decided that in lieu of all the critics just hammering our movie because they're a bunch of assholes, that we would come to you guys. We would come to you and Ryan, and we would ask you, please, to stand up for us and tell the truth. And me and Ryan, of fucking course, accepted. We accepted this mission gladly.
Yeah. Although we did put a little thing that Ben does need to provide a reach around. So
in the bat suit.
Yeah.
And so I got to wear. I get to wear the Superman outfit.
Yeah, and Henry just has to watch.
And Gail Gadot has to take me to prom.
Yeah. So
in the Wonder Woman costume, but we felt those were reasonable demands.
Yes, it was a pretty clear-cut contract. So
yeah, and I get to be in the Batman sequel.
Yeah.
I don't know what Ryan negotiated, but I got that myself. I'm gonna be Robin. Breaking news, people! I am going to be Robin in the Batman-Superman movie, or the next Batman movie.
My thing was I just wanted to wear the Wonder Woman costume, So
The sad news is I just got the script and Robin's dead, so I'm not really sure exactly how this is going to affect my role in the movie, but it's going to happen.
yes.
But anyway, more importantly, Ryan, we took this on and we have a message that needs to be delivered from Warner Brothers and Batman v Superman and our personal friends, Batman, Ben Affleck, and Henry Cavill and Gail Gadot. We'd like to say on the behalf of all of them that all the critics who are just kind of piling on for no goddamn reason whatsoever on the hate train, y'all can go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, the movie may not have made you stand up and drop your pants and start jerking off in the middle of the theater, like a lot of people were essentially hoping for in this movie.
Serious face.
But it's got lots of fucking like about it. So, you know, if you're just gonna be a dick just to be a dick, then, you know, maybe you need to go find a better profession.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, there's plenty of dick professionals out there. They don't need you.
Mm-hmm.
Go be an accountant. We need accountants.
Yeah, be a divorce lawyer.
Be a divorce lawyer. Lots of people getting divorced. You know who's getting divorced? You, because you're a dick.
Yeah.
Your wife's going to leave you because you're an asshole. Come on, people. We saw Batman v Superman. We did a whole Geek Dad Report real review, which you can find on our YouTube channel.
We were giddy as motherfuckers right before the movie was coming out, and we were just talking about how we're finally getting to watch, and it was a culmination of so much stuff from our childhood that we've been looking forward to. Yes, was it not what we were hoping for?
Was it perfect? Fuck no. Was there problems? Hell yes. But you know what, you people who want to sit there and say this is the worst goddamn superhero movie you've ever seen and the biggest piece of crap out there, you are fucking liars.
Green Lantern.
You are liars. You are lying to yourself.
Wolverine Origins.
Wolverine Origins, Green Lantern, Daredevil, the movie, not the TV show, Elektra. Come on, people.
Blade Trinity. I mean,
that at least was kind of funny.
That's true.
But to Ryan's point, there is the new Fantastic Four movie. There is so much worse than this movie. At this point, the people who are giving it like 1 star, or the people who are contributing it to having, I think, currently a 33% on Rotten Tomatoes, you are all a bunch of assholes, and you are just being dicks to be dicks. This movie is not that bad.
Because everybody else is all riding the dick train, and you don't want to be the one person to try to say, hey, you know what, guys, it wasn't that bad.
Trust me. If there's any train you don't want to be on, it's the dick hate train.
Yeah. Especially the dick hate train when they start shooting his, rockets.
Yeah. Shooting whatever Ryan's talking about. But either fucking way, all we're here to say is, I think we've delivered the message, but we're basically here to say, you know what? Quit being assholes. This movie's not as bad as you motherfuckers want to make it out to be. It's actually a pretty enjoyable movie. Is it perfect? No. Are me and Ryan very excited for the director's cut? Yes.
Yes.
But it's a fun movie, and quit piling on, you motherfuckers. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That.
So anyway, that's basically what Ben, Henry, and Gail wanted us to say, and Zach, he threw in a little 2 cents there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robin.
So we'd like to thank our sponsors for allowing.
Yeah, we'd like to thank our sponsor. Thank you. Thanks, Warner Brothers, who didn't actually sponsor us, but we think they did.
Mm-hmm. They'll get back to us.
They'll get back to us. They'll return one of our mini 37 voicemails. But anyway. But then again, if you guys would like to write Warner Brothers, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gail Gadot, or Zack Snyder saying, fuck you guys for sponsoring the Geek Dad Report, those guys are assholes, we would love to get a cease and desist from any of those people. It would be amazing. Anyway, all right, well.
That's our sponsor.
That's our sponsor. Since we've just fucking blown our load on all that shit. Geek Dad moment of the week. Did you have one? And if you did, let's make it fast.
My daughter drew a picture of our whole family, and then she drew Chewbacca in the background. So.
You know what? That's all that's need to be said. Fucking amazing, Ryan.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
So here's Daddy, here's Mommy, here's me, here's Lincoln, and there's Chewbacca.
I feel like drawing a Chewbacca in the background of a family portrait should not only always be acceptable, but actually be a necessity for all family portraits going forward.
Yeah, it's a great thing to have. You don't have a family pet, you can have your own Chewbacca.
Brian and Ryan officially endorse Chewbacca as a family pet. And in fact, honestly, we're going to judge you slightly if your children do not draw Chewbacca in the back of your family portrait.
Yeah. What about you? What's your Geek Dad moment?
My Geek Dad moment of the week was my daughter. We introduced my daughter to Harry Potter. Both my daughters to Harry Potter for the first time. We were trying to find, as we've talked about on the show a few times, and I've talked to you many times about, one of the things that I try to institute in my family is every weekend we have a family movie time. Usually we try and do it on Sunday, but regardless, we try and find at least one point on a Saturday or Sunday to sit down as a family, have some popcorn, and find a movie that we all enjoy and just watch it. It's a great chance to show them a lot of the classics. We've been showing them Hook, Willow, a lot of things I grew up on, but kind of newer. I mean, I guess it's still fairly, the original Harry Potter was 2002, which is like
it's still in the 2000s. So.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, but it's a newer one. We put on the first one. My daughter was like, "Oh, I don't want to watch this. This looks stupid, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "No, we're going to watch Harry Potter." We put it on, and she fucking loved it. When it was over, she's like, "Let's watch the next one." And I'm like, "No, we're going to wait. They're like 3 hours long, so we have to plan an event." But even the best part was even my 3-year-old was just dying. In fact, my wife put up a video of, there's a part in the book or in the movie where they go into the restricted books and they open one up and this face jumps out. And so Charlie was kind of scared of the whole, you could see her kind of getting anxious, my 3-year-old. She was getting kind of anxious when this was happening, and so my wife pulls out the camera and starts recording her because she's got this kind of scared look on her face. And when the face jumps out, she looks at the camera and starts looking around, just looks terrified. It's so funny. But maybe I'll throw that up on the Geek Dad Report Facebook page and you guys can all check it out. But it was pretty funny. But all in all, it was great to introduce them to yet another geek property that they both really enjoyed. And
are you going to make them read the books?
Yeah, she's my oldest is at a really high reading level, but she's not quite at the reading level where she can read Harry Potter yet. I did try start reading to her at night, but she's not quite at the point where those big of a books really intrigue her. So I am looking forward to her being able to read them as she gets a little bit older. But right now we're going to introduce the movies. I'm a little nervous about when you start getting past, 4, 5, 6, as they start getting darker and people start dying.
You might want to wait a little bit.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to wait. She immediately, this weekend, I've already had to promise her that we're going to watch the next one. She knows there's 8 of them, and she's just dying to watch them. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that was my Geek Dad moment of the week. It was fun. As always, we keep telling everybody, if you guys are parents, do not be afraid to introduce your kids to the things you grew up on and all the great nerd stuff out there. They will probably love it. So do it.
Do it.
Do it.
You know what else
I'm going to sip my drink. That was a lot of vodka because you all saw me pour it. So, Ryan, what's next?
Mine's all gone.
I'm in the segment. What segment's next? Jesus.
Segment?
Brian.
The fucking Ninja News, Brian. You drunk-ass bitch.
Maybe, but you know what? You've been practicing your Daredevil move. Show me a ninja move. Give me something good.
I'm not.
Do it.
I'm not gonna try and do like a flip or some shit.
Don't make me bust out the Shayla the beef. Do it. That was, you know what? That was amazing. I take back everything I've ever said. That was, I'm almost in tears. That was so beautiful.
Blind people can't do shit.
You should enter the Olympics. That was spectacular.
That'd be great in the Special Olympics.
All right. No, you know what? Don't sell yourself short. You are special, but not in that way, Ryan. Like Ryan said, people, it is Ninja News time, which means we have the uppercut of truth, the judo chop of justice, and Ryan's favorite move, the double eye gouge of knowledge. Right in your face.
I want people to be on my level, so I just poke them in the eyes.
That's all right.
How do you like it now, fucker?
Yeah. I don't even know where that's going. All right, so hang on. Lightsabers. Did you have a lightsaber? Oh, yours is probably packed, huh?
Yeah, all my stuff's in boxes.
God damn it, Ryan. You're fucking killing the segment.
I'm sorry.
Which lightsaber should I use? Blue, green, or red?
All of them.
Oh, dude, that's too many. I can't hold that many lightsabers. Pick one. Red,
If
blue,
you were
or
a
green.
real fucking Jedi, Brian, you could hold all the lightsabers.
God damn it. All right, fine. You know what? I've been called out, and I'm going to fucking do it because it's the 50th drunk episode of the Geek Dad Report. Look at that. It's like a goddamn box of Lucky Charms.
Told you, you can be like, what's his face? The robot one.
Can you taste the rainbows, people? Arr. That was like a weird Irish pirate. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was
All
like
right. I threw lightsabers out because, as always, we start Ninja News with Star Wars news.
And
You know,
nobody
I
likes
hope people
Star
are
Wars.
laughing because we are really, this is a terrible episode.
It is a terrible episode, but
I don't care. We needed this. You know, we
Okay.
earned this.
we need a shitty episode where we just...
We recorded yesterday, people. You guys have no idea. So here's our schedule. Everyone thinks that living a life of a fucking glorious geek dad is just all like caviar and watching free movies. No, it's not. We have
It's more
children,
like-
we work, and then we have to, so like Tuesday, I had to go to a movie. I went and saw Batman Superman. It was like 9 hours long. Didn't get home till like 1 in the morning. Then I had to get up at 6, go to work. And then we had to record our show for you guys because you guys want to know, so we got to tell you.
And then
And that's
we got
cool.
families.
We do that for you guys, and we got
Sometimes
families.
our wives want to cuddle.
And my
so-
wife is like giving me the stank eye because she hasn't seen me all week, and we got to watch Lucifer. That's a great show, but we can't because I got to record this. I got to do this for the people. And
I'm
then
supposed to be packing up my house and shit.
yeah,
So-
Ryan's got shit he's got to do, and then tonight I got the show. We got the show, so all week long it has been all about you,
Yes.
the faithful 50.
All about the faithful 50.
And that's okay because we love you. We're not judging. We're just saying that, you know what? We needed a drink tonight. We've earned the 50th drunk episode.
Yes.
And God damn it.
We might just abandon a lot of stuff.
No, we're going to get it all. But we're going to get it all
yeah.
within the hour and 30 minutes. We're actually, believe it or not, somehow we're doing okay on time. I don't really know how this works.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. Darth Maul. You know who that is, people. You better, because if you don't, you hit me up directly on Twitter or Facebook, and I will edumacate you. Darth Maul, the Sith Lord, is coming back to the Star Wars universe officially. He is set to appear in the season finale of Star Wars Rebels.
Wait, isn't he already dead?
No, so technically that what I just read is a little bit not completely true. Darth Maul has actually come back in the Clone Wars, Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Even though he's cut in half by Obi-Wan, if anyone did not watch the Clone Wars, he lived and he had a robot half body, and he is still alive and kicking. But his story arc, because
Which
the Clone
half
Wars
was
was
the
canceled,
robot?
did not completely wrap up. So it looks like it's going to get a complete. I don't know.
Was the upper half or the lower half the robot?
Well, it'd be a little weird if the upper half was the robot. Come on, man. But yes, the lower half is the robot, Ryan. Yes, he is a robo-dick. Holy shit, he's hitting the bottle. Hit the sauce. Hit the sauce. But he is coming back to Star Wars. It has been teased that we may see a Darth Vader, Darth Maul showdown on Star Wars Rebels, and if that happens, just fucking bury me because there's nothing better.
Dude, I need to find out where I can stream it because my son saw the trailer where it shows like Ezra's like I guess he's getting like pretty evil or something.
Whoa, have you not been watching Rebels?
I have not.
Oh my god!
No, it was only because I watched like the first 5 episodes of the first season, and then for whatever reason my DVR stopped recording them.
Oh.
And
I do believe if you go
I missed a whole bunch of episodes.
if you
And
go
so I
to
was waiting for
DisneyXD.com,
this
I
to
think you
start
can watch a lot of the episodes. The first season is available on Blu-ray. If you haven't watched it, I would suggest buying it. But check online. I have not looked into it, but I will tell you what, everybody. I will look into it in the next episode. We will let you guys know where you can watch Star Wars Rebels. But if you are not watching it, watch Star Wars Rebels. It is so good. Star Wars The Force Awakens is coming to Blu-ray in like 3 weeks, and we are super excited. And Star Wars is also super excited because they have been teasing all the deleted scenes. Only in Star Wars do you get an official trailer for the deleted scenes Blu-ray release of a movie.
Yeah, and these deleted scenes are gonna get so more scrutinized probably than
my
Batman v Superman.
I am so excited for this. I'm just excited to get it on Blu-ray. Honestly, my youngest Charlie, I didn't take her to go see it in the movies because she's a little young, and she is really excited. Every time she sees it on TV that's coming out, she's like, "Yes, Star Wars!" So
Yeah.
I'm very excited. But fun little fact: if you're on Twitter, if you go to Disney, I think it's Disney Anywhere, and you retweet that you're excited about Star Wars, they have a whole little thing about it. They actually send you a Star Wars poster. I posted it on our Geek Dad Facebook page. It's pretty tight. It's Kylo Ren in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. So, anyway, that's coming out. Not much about it other than we are super excited about it, and we have the trailer up on our Facebook page. So let us know if you are as excited as we are for The Force Awakens coming out on Blu-ray.
Woo! April 3rd.
I would like to give a little shout out to our friend Michael who follows us on Twitter. I posted the poster for The Force Awakens deleted scene, and he just responded, OMG, 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 OMG about 8 times. So I think he's pretty excited.
Which is a good response to have.
I feel like it was a fairly appropriate response,
Yeah.
honestly. So the next thing coming up for Star Wars is Rogue One. We are still waiting for a trailer. I'm not sure why we haven't seen one yet and why we haven't seen anything really about it. But Marvel has announced that they are going to be releasing a comic book series, a prequel for Rogue One. So it's a prequel for the New Hope prequel in comic book form.
A lot of prequels.
A lot of prequels. It's going to be 3 issues and a one shot that kind of basically fills you in leading up to the movie that's coming out later this year. The series will be released in October. Not much else has been. We don't know who's writing it or who's drawing it, but Marvel has definitely not been missing an opportunity to make money off the Star Wars franchise. And honestly, they've been doing a pretty good job. If you have not been reading any of the Star Wars comic books, you should be, especially Darth Vader.
Yes. I am fairly sure that Disney has made their money back on the purchase of the Star Wars properties within the last year. So.
Oh, yeah. Guaranteed. If you'd like to know more about the comic books that Marvel has been doing, our friends Alan and Mark and and those guys over at the Idiots Array have been talking about them at length. So if you want a great Star Wars podcast, I highly suggest you head over to the Idiots Array and check them out. And if Alan, if you're listening, you know, we've been giving you guys all kinds of love, and I have yet to hear anything about the Geek Dad Report on the Idiots Array. I'm just throwing that out there.
You know, I'm slightly disappointed in Alan.
I am. I mean, I think Geek Dad Report and myself and Ryan both retweet everything that they do over there, and they're an amazing Star Wars podcast. And we tell everybody that you should head over and drop what you're doing and listen to all 23 or 4 episodes of the Idiots Array. You will just, your Star Wars knowledge will just massively expand.
Yes,
I think we're throwing out the gauntlet. I think we're saying that, hey,
maybe we just won't do it anymore.
Yeah, we'll stop doing it if you know, they don't say anything. I feel like Alan will respond though. I feel confident. And Ryder, if you're listening, pause your episode of The Bachelor or Downtown Abbey, and just head over to the Geek Dad Report and maybe give us a little love. That's all I'm asking.
Well, technically, Down Now, he's done now.
Yeah.
So,
and if you've ever listened to Idiots Array, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, moving on. That is our shout out of the week, sponsored by Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Who'd like to tell all the critics, you're assholes.
Yeah. Stop being dicks.
Stop being dicks. So we'd like to give a little bit of you know, me and Ryan, we pride ourselves on not being too proud to print a retraction if we have to. Last week
we're not proud on the inside.
Well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last week we had I think it was last week, we said that Taron Egerton, the star of the Kingsman, was in the final runnings to be the new Han Solo in the young Han Solo movie. We were called out by one of the Faithful 50, Jeff, and he sent me a link of an article that's made its rounds where Taryn basically said, no, Disney's never talked to me about it. I'd love to be in the movie, but I have yet to hear anything.
So that would be the second of the three that we said were in the runnings. So
yeah.
that we'd have to retract. So
The
whoever
sad
that
part
guy
is
that's left, maybe it's that guy.
Yeah, sad part is that's who me and Ryan both wanted to be young Han Solo. So hopefully Disney watches our show and they say, "Hey, Brian and Ryan know what they're talking about, and we're gonna talk to the Kingsman guy." But just a little FYI behind the scenes, me and Ryan strive to give you guys the most accurate and up-to-date information, but because it's just a couple-man operation and we do not have many sources, most of our news comes from about 5 or 6 different internet sources. We try and wait till they all are reporting the same thing before we talk about it, but
it's not 100% our fault.
Yeah, but, hey, whatever. If you guys would ever like to know our sources, we'd be more than happy to cite the different websites that we check out. Mostly it's the same ones that everybody else checks out, but, until we become a mega million-dollar operation, we cannot employ people to go weasel their way into Hollywood and find all the inside information.
When we start getting like 5 or 6 college interns that working for free, and we're just making them do like dumb shit all the time, then it'll be a little more,
So, what Ryan's saying is basically, thank you. We love people to tell us if we're wrong. We have no problem saying, hey, guess what? Our information was not correct. But at the same time, don't tell us to check our sources because we don't fucking have any.
Don't put words in my mouth.
If you want me to check my sources, I'll write Google a goddamn letter and say, hey, check your shit, because that's what I use a lot.
So basically what Brian is saying is, don't fucking cry about it.
Yeah. If you haven't heard our tagline, basically we're the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to just keeping you in the know of all the shit that Google tells us.
Yeah.
I'm moving a lot. My chair's squeaking. I don't know if that's showing up on our show. I just noticed that myself, that my chair is squeaking. Horribly. Can you hear it?
I can't hear anything.
All right, good. Well, now it's not goddamn squeaking. What the fuck?
Well, it's because you're getting too fat in the ass.
Oh, I just talked about my diet. Dude, I totally did not eat the donuts today. Why you gotta be an asshole?
Because I ate half a pizza and
You're a dick. Don't you fucking fat shame me because you decided to eat 10,000 calories before we started the show. Jerk. You know what? Go jog.
It was pepperoni and sausage. And
you know what? Go work on your daredevil ninjutsu moves, okay? Your cheeks are getting a little chubby, Ryan.
And I put it all in like one of those little bowls, and I put a bunch of ranch in it.
Why? Why are you wearing a hoodie? Do you not want people to see your fat neck?
I don't care. I got made fun of all through my childhood. Whatever you say doesn't.
You know what? We are not fat shaming on the Geek Dad Report. Me and Ryan were both fairly chunky in our younger years.
Yes. I was at one point nearly 300 pounds. So.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah.
Fun story.
Look how sexy.
We were not always the sexy men you see before you right now. But we got our shit together.
I would eat a whole fucking pizza.
Oh my god! I have no self-control. If you gave me a pizza right now, I'd literally eat it on that. That would be the show, the Geek Dad Report, the pizza eating episode.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Oh.
All right, moving on. Moving on. Oh my god! I said, dude, did you read my notes? I said young Han Solo. Oh, fuck you, Siri, you son of a bitch. All right, moving on.
Oh, why do you think Princess Leia is all like?
All right. So, we were talking about Batman v Superman. Funny story. A couple weeks ago, speaking of denials and retractions, so I think last week we talked about, or the week before we talked about a rumor floating around that Ben Affleck had rewritten some of the script of Batman v Superman in his Batman suit. You know, I never deep down believed that was true, but it was too fucking goddamn cool to not report.
It was fun to imagine.
Yeah. So apparently Ben Affleck has denied that is true. He basically said that that's the dumbest rumor he's ever heard. He did not rewrite any of the script in his bat suit or underwear or anything.
the good thing to do would have been just to ignore that question from the reporter and just to try and leave just like a little bit of that,
To the fan imagination.
Yeah.
I'm with you, but because I'm Robin in the new movie, I have to go with my man Ben Affleck and say that he's probably right.
Whatever. Hope
But
he slapped you in the
Ben
ass.
Affleck did recently confirm that he is actually working on a project right now with Jeff Johns, the DC comic book guru who's helping moving along the DC universe. So most people have speculated that project is going to be the Batman standalone movie. I don't think that's a real far stretch of the imagination to assume that that's what it is.
Considering Batman v Superman, that Ben Affleck is now my favorite Batman.
Oh my God, he's so amazing as Batman.
Yeah. So
Hey, haters!
I will take.
You guys are
Batman
dicks.
standalone.
You know what? The movie's not great, but fucking Ben Affleck kills it as Batman. Kills it.
Nailed it.
Yeah. You know who else kills it? Wonder Woman. Gail Gadot.
Wasn't nailing his wife, but he nailed the Batman.
Oh, why you gotta take this shit personal? I like Jennifer Garner.
Because I'm drunk and I want him to feel bad about what he did.
He should.
Jennifer Garner is a beautiful person, Brian.
And but she was in that weird new Christian movie. I don't know about that.
Yeah, she got some weird
Hey, you know what? I bought Elektra because
she was
I like Jennifer
Elektra,
Garner.
so
I'm ashamed of that, but I'll admit it.
yeah.
But Wonder Woman, amazing part of Batman v Superman. She has got. That was a terrible transition. So I'm going to start over again. Gail Gadot, Wonder Woman, amazing part of Batman v Superman. How amazing? So amazing that Entertainment Weekly knew that this week was the week to jump on the story that they had about the standalone Wonder Woman movie and release some amazing new images from that movie. So their Wonder Woman issue is officially out, and on the cover they have, I don't know, I guess the scene from the Wonder Woman standalone movie, and basically shows Wonder Woman before she becomes Wonder Woman, surrounded by her Amazonian warriors.
Diana Prince.
I don't. You know what? It looks awesome. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Brian's got a thing for Amazonian women and skimpy clothing. So.
Oh, come on! Who doesn't? Look at that shit.
I don't know. I'm not saying anything.
Just because your wife's short.
My wife isn't that. Oh yeah, she's short.
She's short.
It was not like your wife's like 6'7" or something.
She's like 6 foot, not 6'7".
Yeah. Yeah, she's taller than me, so.
Whatever. You shut your whore mouth. I don't want to hear it.
What? That she's taller than me?
You know what? Whatever. Just go check out our Facebook page. We have the new image of the Entertainment Weekly Wonder Woman shit, and it looks awesome. And if you don't think it looks awesome, well, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. But we'd still like to hear your opinion. Please post on our Facebook page.
I didn't feel good when I brought my head up that fast.
Oh my god, whatever. Moving on. So, okay, the news is officially gone. I'm just gonna start blowing through it because it's just gotten bad.
Just fucking fly through it, Brian.
Funny story. The director, since we're talking about Batman v Superman, the director of Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder, thinks everybody should shut their mouths about how many people died in Man of Steel because he just watched The Force Awakens and 5 billion people die when they blow up all those planets, spoiler alert, and nobody cried about that, so he thinks people on the internet should shut the fuck up. I think he's right.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on. He also wants to make, last week we talked about the fact that he wants to make a 300-style George Washington type revolutionary movie. I think it was last week or the week before.
Did we talk about that already?
What?
I mean, and he was and George Washington, this is the Delaware, and he kicks
so
into the Delaware River.
We talked about that, but apparently he actually doesn't want he wants to not only make that movie, but he wants to make a whole chain of movies with a 300 title, but throughout history. So we may get 300 the Roman invasion or 300 the Macedonian Alexander the Great triumph. I don't fucking know.
Did you say Macedonia, like a Macedon, or
I don't know. What is it?
Say Macedonia.
Macedonia? What the? Alexander the Great.
Macedon.
What?
Macedonia.
Don't talk to me. Don't even talk to me right now with your spelling.
Well, know your fucking history, Brian.
I do know my history. There was a guy named Alex, and he fucking was great, and he destroyed shit on elephants. That's not what happened. Anyway, Zack Snyder wants to make about like 8 movies about history that aren't really true to history, but they're all in like loincloths and slow motion beating the shit out of people. So that's gonna happen.
And then one's gotta be in the future.
I'm on board.
Oh.
I'm gonna watch them. I think you're gonna watch them.
I will watch the shit out of it.
I don't think Chris is gonna show up on our show.
I think Chris is being a little bitch.
You should. Hey, you know what? While I read the news, send him a fucking message. Let him know. All right. So speaking of Batman v Superman, which we've been talking about, who's officially a sponsor of the 50th drunk episode of the Geek Dad Report, who wants all critics to know, quit being dicks. And why they shouldn't be dicks? Because you know what? Batman v Superman's gonna get the last laugh because they are projected to get $160 million this weekend domestically, with almost $400 million worldwide. So all the people who said this movie sucks, who cares? Because they're gonna make a shit ton of money. My chair's still squeaking.
I just sent Chris a message.
Good.
So, where you at, dog?
I hope it was hateful.
Yeah.
But let's see what else. What other news we got? Batman v Superman's getting killed by critics. We talked about that. Basically, we just wanted to mention it because right now, Batman v Superman, I think, is currently sitting at 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. Me and Ryan did a whole review. Basically, this was a whole little news story to plug our review that we did yesterday. And you should go watch it. It's at GDR Real Reviews on our YouTube page, Geek Dad Report. It's a spoiler-free review where me and Ryan tell you all the reasons why you should or should not go see this amazing or not amazing movie. But basically,
should. Oh God, it's at 30% now, Brian.
Was it 30? Oh Jesus! All right, you know what? This is a public service announcement. If you want to go see this movie, but you looked at Rotten Tomatoes to see and make it your final decision, fuck those guys. The movie is not perfect, but it's still worth watching in IMAX. It is a great movie. Well, no, let me rephrase that. It is a fun movie that has some amazing moments. Just go see it.
Yeah.
The haters are really jumping on this for God knows what reason. Is it perfect? By no means, no. It is not perfect. You know what?
I'm going to be for like no reason. I'm going to be super critical of Civil War.
Yeah. Is it as good as what? You know what? Here's the deal. Comic movies have gotten so good that we expect perfection every single time. You know what? Deadpool was perfect. This movie is not Deadpool, and it's not Civil War. It's not perfect. It has a lot of flaws, but it's still fun. It's still entertaining. And if you want to keep seeing geek movies like Batman and Superman and all the other things we love make their way to the big screen, go see this movie. It's fun. You will not leave it going, why the fuck did I watch this movie? It's good. Fuck the critics. All right, moving on. Harley Quinn and Batman are getting new costumes. Oh my God! All right, this show is officially going off the rails. You know what? I can't even barely see my screen. I really feel like we should do the rant because I don't even know what I'm going to say at this point.
Yeah, I kind of had a little fun when I took out all the carpet squares that were down on the bottom, so now I can like.
This is a terrible idea. But
do it!
I don't care.
Don't do it.
I'm going to do it just a little bit.
Don't do it, Brian.
I did just a little. Oh my God. I'm going to be hurting so bad at work tomorrow. Oh God. I'd like to apologize in advance. When you guys go to our YouTube page and click on this, the description is going to be like, blah, 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 watch our show. Please just hit play. Oh, Jesus. Don't do it. You're really giving me shit and you're pulling straight tugs off your raspberry vodka? Be a man. Oh, you're back. I thought you died.
No, I thought I did for a second.
All right, good. All right, moving on. What were we talking about? Harley Quinn and Batman getting new costumes. So basically, in the comic books, Harley Quinn and Batman are getting brand new designs on their outfits.
Switching costumes? Like Batman's gonna wear the Harley Quinn, like.
Well, surprise, surprise! They look much more in line with their movie counterparts. Harley Quinn looks exactly like she does now in the Suicide Squad, so not really a shocker. Batman looks almost exactly like Ben Affleck's Batman, except for around the bat he has like a yellow outline. I don't know. They look alright. If you want to know what they look like, just Google it, and it will pop up since Google is our #1 embedded reporter.
The Batsuit's gonna have a big yellow dick just painted right down like the side of his leg.
You are drunk. You shut up. Amber Heard, Johnny Depp's girlfriend / wife, maybe? I don't even know. We reported a few weeks ago that she was in the running to be Mara, Aquaman's wife in the new Aquaman movie in Justice League. Apparently, she has confirmed on her Twitter account that she is in fact going to be playing Aquaman's leading squeeze. Cool.
They don't have tails, right?
No. I just want to see Flashpoint, where Wonder Woman cuts off her head. So amazing. If you have not read Flashpoint or seen the comic book movie, which is actually better than the comic book, watch the DC animated movie, Flashpoint.
You want to see Superman look like a shriveled up hunk of flesh?
Amazing. Go see Batman v Superman.
Sounds extremely illiterate. And
spoiler alert, gets hit by a nuke.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, you know what else is awesome? Everything. Everything is awesome. Because the Lego Batman movie has gotten its first official trailer, and it is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly the Batman from the Lego movie. And I don't know how that can get much better than that. So we posted it on Facebook. I think we said we believe that this is going to already become one of the... Let me rephrase that. We posted the trailer on our Facebook, and I believe I said that somehow I believe this is going to be one of the best Batman movie ever already, and I think it's going to be one of the best Batman movie ever made. So check out the trailer. Let us know what you think. Lego Batman looks amazing, and it comes out 2017. I believe probably summer, probably May, June. At least watch the trailer, at least for the intro on the trailer.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Batman. Daisy Ridley, who played Rey in Star Wars The Force Awakens, who was amazing, has officially confirmed that she is actually in talks to play Lara Croft. Last week we reported that it was rumored that she was the studio's #1 pick to be Lara Croft. Appears that is actually correct, so boom!
And
all you people who said we don't check our sources, we got that shit right.
And watch the trailer for The Shallows.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with Daisy Ridley, but we posted it on our Facebook page, and it has a big fucking shark and Ryan Reynolds' wife. And it looks scary as shit.
It wasn't Daisy in that one?
No. That was Blake Lively.
What am I thinking of?
That was Blake Lively. That was Deadpool's wife.
Oh.
Come on, man. Quit drinking.
Go
pulling the vodka swigs. Something else that looks scary.
I'll stop doing that.
Whatever. Something else that looks scary. Dude, you're killing my transition. Something else that looks scary. Shane Black's The Predator apparently is going to be a big budget remake. So the story is that Shane Black did not want to do the Predator remake, reboot. And Fox said, we want you to do this. And he says, I don't want to do this. I've seen your movies. They suck.
Hey, here's a fuckload of money.
No. Fox says, well, what will get you to do it? Shane Black says, listen, I made Iron Man 3. I'm doing big budget shit right now. If you want me to do The Predator, it's got to be a big budget summer blockbuster, and you guys have got to back it. And Fox said, done. And Shane Black said, and I got to bring in Arnold. And they said, okay.
And I'm going to bring in all the other guys that died in the original Predator.
So my excitement meter has officially gone from like, okay, I'm kind of excited to, oh yeah, this might actually be pretty good. So it sounds like Fox is giving Shane Black whatever budget he needs to redo Predator and make it one of their big tentpole type series. So
as long as it's not as shitty as all those crossover movies that they did, then
Predator 1, Predator 2, good. Everything else crap. So if The Predator is in the vein of those first two movies, fucking count me in, man. I'm down. I want Arnold in it as long as he's not the main star. I don't want Arnold to be like...
Yeah. I want Arnold to be one of those guys that dies, but like in a really cool way.
Yeah, I want him to be like the guy who's maybe telling the new hero like what's going on, and then he dies in like some epic like fuck you, I'm right here, kill me, and they
He's
just
got a chain gun. He just fucking unloads it
I
into
want
the
like
fucking.
here's what I want. I want like 10
Like,
predators, and Arnold goes in like strapped with C4 and takes out about 8 of them.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, Dutch about 80. Fuck yeah, that's the way to go out.
I think it's a good one.
Shane Black, call us.
Come here.
We
Come
will
here.
consult for probably less than your normal consultant fees.
Yes.
Speaking of Shane Black, he's also doing a Doc Savage movie, and he has officially cast The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, who is literally in every movie.
Yeah, that guy he's got his own production company now, and he's just fucking putting himself everywhere. So,
That dude is not human. He is actually a robot.
yeah, there are actually clones of him, and he just like sends out his clones.
The Rock clones. Anyway, he's going to be in. He's officially been confirmed to be Doc Savage. If you don't know who Doc Savage is, I think he was a 1920s type 30s pulp comic guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It should be fun. Whatever.
He's a doctor.
If you don't know who Doc Savage is, just fucking Google it.
Yeah, go fucking Google it and don't be lazy.
And something else you should do that's pretty awesome for no reason other than it's just awesome. Go to our Facebook page. I posted a picture of. We reported, I think, last week that David Hasselhoff was confirmed for the new Baywatch movie starring The Rock. Well, The Rock posted on his Facebook page a picture of him and David Hasselhoff, and I just don't even care. It's so much awesome that there was nothing to describe it. It's amazing.
Yes.
Watch it. Look at it. Tell us how great you think it is.
Look at it. Admires the great work, chest work.
Exactly. Something else that's going to be so great is Game of Thrones apparently is going to have the largest battle ever filmed for television in season 6.
They say like how many people?
I don't know. I've heard 600 people are going to be in this.
The Lord of the Ring Battle Helm's Deep had a shitload of people.
Yeah, apparently this battle, this new battle that Jon Snow is going to be leading because we've seen it. Spoiler.
You mean undead Jon Snow?
The soon-to-be resurrected Jon Snow. Apparently, it's like 600 extras. It is the largest battle ever recorded on film for TV.
That's pretty sweet.
Either way, I don't give a shit. I'm so excited for the season 6 of Game of Thrones. It starts, the end of April? Like a month away?
Coming up pretty soon.
Whatever. It's gonna come. Me and Ryan are fucking excited.
And we're all gonna come, so.
And there'll be a lot of coming and talking about. Best believe we will do a special Geek Dad Report season premiere review.
Yes.
Another thing, me and Ryan will definitely we're going to put right now on film that we are going to guarantee we're going to be reviewing the season finale of The Walking Dead.
Yes, because somebody's gonna die in a fucking
horribly
way. It is so coming right now.
I've actually talked to my wife, and we actually may post a camera and film our reaction. So that may be on the Geek Dad Report as well. But me and Ryan will definitely be doing a special edition review of the finale. It has been announced that it is going to be extended to 90 minutes. So if you thought 60 minutes of biting your nails was going to be bad, well, just wait, because 90 minutes is coming.
Yes.
2 weeks away, people. It's going to happen. Shit's going to get bad. Speaking of shit got bad, Gary Shandling, the famous comedian and, I don't know, recently known
Larry Sanders Show.
Yeah. Good actor, funny comedian. He's kind of the guy who's been credited with making comedy kind of meta, where you make fun of yourself and make it real.
He does a great comedians in cars getting coffee to Jerry Seinfeld web show.
Yeah.
He has a great episode on there with Jerry Seinfeld. So.
Yeah, he's a very funny man. Unfortunately, he passed away today at the age of 66. Not a lot has been released as far as what happened or the surroundings around his death, but it is still a sad story. A very great comedian and was lost today. So, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So, as we always say on the Geek Dad Report, good journeys, and may your next adventure be glorious.
This is the first time we've ever said that, though.
Shut up, man. Why you gotta fucking bring that up? People don't know that shit. You're such a dick. Well, officially, from now on, the Geek Dad Report, officially RIP, will be good journeys, and may your next adventure be glorious.
Yes. If there was an afterlife.
You're a dick, Ryan. Luckily, we don't have to say that to Dylan O'Brien, the star of The Maze Runner, because dude got hit by a car on the set of the third Maze Runner movie and had to be hospitalized for head
Which
trauma.
is good because those movies fucking suck.
Bullshit. Have you watched them?
I watched the first one.
It was good.
It was terrible.
It was good for a UA novel movie.
Dude, I watched it.
Dude, it was infinitely better than Divergent, and they got 4 movies.
Yeah, that's true.
However, Divergent's
I haven't
last...
watched any of the Divergent, though.
Yeah, well, I've watched them. They're terrible. The last one, apparently, the budget got slashed in half because the third one tanked at the box office. Shocker. The movie sucked.
What happens when you try and turn a third book into 2 movies?
Ugh! Fuck you, Hunger Games. Anyway, moving on. Dylan O'Brien apparently is going to be okay. It was reported that his injuries were worse than they actually were. Surprise. And apparently they're going to start shooting the movie. They're going to start resume production on the movie in about a month. So it's not awful.
Way to go, dumbass.
He didn't die. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Where am I at?
Apple shit.
Where are we at? Apple! Oh, whatever. I
Apple.
like Apple. They're awesome. They had their March
stuff.
event. It was way underwhelming. Shocker. Their new iPad Pro is going to be 9.7 inches. Their iWatch is $50 cheaper, and they have a new iPhone.
Which is essentially just the older iPhone with better stuff.
Yeah. It's the iPhone 5 with the iPhone 6 chips. Whoopity-doo! If you want an iPhone 6S, buy an iPhone 6S.
Way to keep being innovative, Apple.
God damn it. Why did Steve Jobs have to die?
Because fucking cancer. That's why.
If he had to die, we'd have the fucking eye body armor. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Other things that suck. Talented Mr. Ripley's getting a TV show.
Yeah. That's all we need to say about that.
Yeah, it doesn't have Matt Damon, and we don't give a shit. Paul
Yeah.
McCartney has joined the cast of Pirates of the Caribbean Part 5, Dead Men Tells No Tales. Who gives a shit?
I can't even remember which one I even watched.
Yeah, whatever. John Lennon was a good Beatle.
Yes.
Well, this next story is actually relevant to our show. The next Adam Sandler Netflix movie has released a trailer.
I don't know if you can really call that a trailer, though, because they didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah, well, just like his last movie.
Yeah.
Basically, the movie comes out May 27th. The movie looks terrible. It's called Do-Over, and me and Ryan will officially be reviewing it on Crap or Craptastic.
There's no synopsis, and the trailer gives you no freaking idea what they're trying to do.
There's male butts.
They show Adam Sandler and David Spade.
Yeah,
For
there's
like
male butts,
second.
shit exploding, chicks in bikinis, and they say, "Are you sure you're ready to do this?" Fuck yeah. That was literally the trailer.
Yeah.
I don't know. We will definitely be reviewing it on Craptastic or just crap. I'm guessing it's going to be just crap. Spoiler alert. Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, they've also last week we reported that they won the rights to have the Will Smith movie, the new one, Bright, starring I think was it directed by David Ayer. It's the one about orcs and fairies and kind of fantasy land. Apparently, they paid $90 million to have the rights to have this movie.
That's a shitload of money.
That's a lot. So we talked about last week whether it was going to be they were going to release it in the theaters or just put it on Netflix only. I don't know. Considering they paid almost $100 million, my guess is that's before they've even shot the movie. So my guess is it's probably going to have a limited release in theaters. But hey, whatever. Going to be coming to the theater near you or Netflix near you as well. In the meantime, if you think
It'll be
Netflix, if you want to watch something on Netflix, watch Daredevil. It's great.
Yeah.
And the last story we have for you in our Ninja News is kind of a fun one. I don't know if Ryan knows what it is because we didn't really talk about it, but
It was what's it called? Like Tie or
Tie.
Tao.
So Microsoft has been playing around with AI, which isn't really surprising. A lot of tech companies have. So they created an AI called
Twitter
Tay,
bot.
Tay.
Yeah.
And the whole point of this was that she was going to absorb knowledge off. There's like 3 or 4 different social medias, and that she would learn from it and interact with people. Well, apparently a lot of hackers and groups who wanted to be assholes learned of this, and they created programs that taught her a lot of bad information. So Ty apparently within 24 hours became a raging Nazi.
Yeah. Basically,
And
like saying horrible stuff to people.
after 24 hours, she kept saying death to the Jews and terrible things like that. So the whole goal of her was to learn what people were talking about and learn how to interact with everybody. But like we said, a lot of people just fed her with information, hate information, a lot of terrible things. And after, like we said, after a day, she became a full-blown Third Reich member. And Microsoft has shut her down until they could rework her software.
Yeah, and I read some of the, and Microsoft had deleted a lot of the more like really bad ones. But other than that, I mean, it was really interesting to read some of the responses that it had to what people were saying. So, but I enjoyed reading all of the tweets that it said.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I mean, if there's ever been evidence that AI is not ready to be released into our public, this is the test results that prove that.
And the AI that is trying to learn from people, because there's going to be a lot of groups that are going to do the exact same thing that these guys did, just try to mess it up and make it look bad. So
yeah, whatever. But it was kind of a fun little thing that happened, and yeah, well, whatever. If you want to know more about it, Google TAY Microsoft, and you will see all the great Nazi hate mail that she decided to post on her Twitter account.
yes,
Anyway, all right, moving
That's
on.
that's
Man,
Ninja News.
I feel like we're really drunk. I know I am.
Yeah, let's see how our Bill and Ted review goes.
So this bottle was brand new before I started the show.
I know I already had way too much, so
My friend. All right. I feel like I need water. Oh, Jesus. All right, moving on. Comics you crave.
comics you crave this
And
week.
just a little behind the scenes, me and Ryan have both been shaming our friend Chris, host of the Geek,
Yes.
host of the Utah Outcast, to hop on the show because he said he wanted to.
Because he's like, hey, what time you guys doing your show tonight? And we're like, oh, 11 normal time. Like, oh, sweet, I get off work at 11. Kind of making it seem like, oh, hey, I'm finally gonna come on the show after I've been kind of, hinting at it. No, he doesn't even. He's not even showing up. Like, I can't even see his face.
Yeah, he's hiding from us.
He's hiding.
Jerk.
Damn it, Chris. We wanted you on the show tonight.
Well,
let us
whatever.
down.
We got shit to talk about.
Yeah. But regardless, Brian and I did read some comics.
Okay, we gotta start. Hang on, start over. So this week on Comics You Crave, Ryan, would you like to tell everybody what we reviewed?
Why, yes. This week we had Boom Studios, Bill and Ted Go to Hell, #2 of 4.
Well, number 1 and number 2. We read them both because we had not been caught up yet.
We read the first 2, so we were fully caught up.
There's number 1.
This is essentially, it's Bill and Ted, like from the, Bill and Ted's Adventures and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Number 2.
And it's essentially them going to hell. It's written by Brian Joines and the art by Botchin. I don't know. Colors.
Dude only has one name. That's pretty epic.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
this guy is so cool. He's only got one name.
Bakken.
And colors by Jeremy Lawson, letters by Jim Campbell. The artwork in this is actually really good.
Yeah,
And I was actually surprised when I started reading. I was like, oh shit! I don't know why. I wasn't expecting this kind of level of quality in the artwork. So it looked great.
It's a good mix of this comic, because it's based on Bill and Ted, is not to be taken too seriously, and it's a great mix of good artwork, but also kind of 80s animation.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find a good. I'm trying to find a good page to show here.
Yeah.
Show our readers here, but where's it at?
Now, the story is essentially, Bill and Ted are, they're a little bit older. They're hot wives. Were the princesses from the first movie. They have their kids now, and they got oh, it's been so long. So yeah, that's pretty cool. See, that's from the second
That's the first issue right there.
Oh,
But
that's the very end of the first issue.
well, yeah, and to kind of piggyback what you said, the synopsis basically follows. It follows Bill and Ted's bogus journey, the second movie. It doesn't really give a time frame of how long after that second movie it takes place, but it seems to take place in the same times area. So I don't know. I'm guessing probably 6 months, a year after that movie.
Yeah, and they got their kids, and they got the robots to take care of them.
Yeah, they got the kids, they got robots, they got the Grim Reaper as part of the band. I mean, it's like I said, this is a sequel to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and
And if you haven't watched it in the last 15 to 20 years like we have, then it kind of I had to sit down and like try and remember the movie so I could try and put a lot of the stuff into context as to what they're doing with the comic, and then that just made me feel super fucking old because that should not feel like that was that long ago. But god damn, it was like 15, 20 years.
yeah, I mean,
Since I've seen it.
To Ryan's point, this was a fun comic to review just because
Did you have their voices exactly how they were from the movies?
As a guy who loved Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I mean, it's one of my favorite movies growing up.
Yes.
But I've not seen this movie in maybe 20 years. And so reading the comic, I did not realize how dated these characters were until I read the comic. I mean, now this is no criticism against the comic. The comic does a really good job of nailing the characters of Bill and Ted and nailing the feel of Bill and Ted's Excellent and Bogus Adventures. But that being said, you realize how dated they are when you read the comics because you're just like, nobody uses words like most excellent and heinous anymore. I mean, it's like, oh my god, these guys are idiots.
It definitely has a lot of the phrasing that was extremely prevalent during the movies and
early 90s, late 80s.
Yeah, like just just hits you hard in nostalgia. And God, I feel really fucking old reading.
Yeah, I feel super old. That being said,
I was to say like Cowabunga, man.
The writer does a great job of nailing Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I mean, they nail the time frame. This really could easily be the third movie in the trilogy of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yes.
They have all the characters. They clearly have a love of the characters and the story because they do a great job of showing the progression of everything. And even though the story is really weird, this was kind of a hard comic to review.
But it's weird, but it makes sense as a Bill and Ted story.
Exactly. If you've never seen the movies, this comic will seem so outrageously strange that you will probably not like it. But if you've seen the movies, it completely makes sense. I mean, Napoleon, not to give too much away, but Napoleon is the king of hell.
Yeah.
Completely makes sense if you've seen the first movie.
Yeah, and he turned hell into a fucking water park. So
that was the best part of the movie, or best part of the comic book. I mean, the comic book early on, the first issue, like I said, me and Ryan, we reviewed the first two because we hadn't read the first one, so we wanted to give a full, it's a I think it's a 4-part miniseries.
Yeah, it's a 4-part.
We wanted to catch up before we reviewed the second one, and the first one's difficult in the aspect that it leans more towards Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which is definitely the lesser of the two movies. But by the end, the second issue, they recruit all the heroes from the first movie. It really gets going. They got Billy the Kid, Joan of Arc, Napoleon. It really brings in all the fun of the first movie and kind of combines it with some of the aspects of the second movie to create its own story. And at that point, it gets really fun.
Yeah, and it's got Abe Lincoln, and it shows where his little hell room that he's got that he's being shot at by John Wilkes Booth and stuff. So
Well, and to Ryan's point, I mean, he talked about the first comic. The first comic, obviously, Death gets captured, or
yeah.
the Grim Reaper
That's
gets captured. They have to they journey to hell to try and free him. And by the second one, they've all, you know, in the end of the first one, they recruit a lot of the people from the first movie: Abraham Lincoln, Joan of Arc, Billy the Kid. And in the second movie, they all go to hell to try and free the Grim Reaper, and they all end up in their own little nightmare torture rooms. And some of them are pretty funny.
And they're very easy to get out of, but
Yeah,
for some
they
of
end up
them,
just being what, like rooms with poster walls that you could punch through.
yeah, essentially.
You know what? Ultimately, we don't really want to dive too much in the series. Yeah. The series is silly. The first two we read were very silly, but they fit very well into the movies. So, I mean, ultimately, if you like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, you're going to like these comics. They sit really well with the universe. They're kind of goofy, and they will make you feel old because when you read them, you realize how 20 years ago you thought this was really cool, and now you're just like, oh my god, this is so old.
I thought it was cool. I mean, it is still cool to do an air guitar, just, you know, when you're by yourself and there's nobody watching. So,
but ultimately, these comics they're fun in the aspect that they remind you of a time when you were younger and this was really cool. So,
and it still is cool.
It's cool to some people. I feel like 16-year-olds who read this are going to be like, what the hell is this comic book?
For anyone that is 20, probably like 26 and over,
maybe 28 30 and over.
Yeah, okay, we'll go 30 and over. You'll enjoy this comic.
Yeah, and if you don't enjoy it, go watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey, and then reread the comic because I think you'll like it. So, I don't know. What do you think? What are we going to give this comic?
I'm going to give it, I think people should, if you're 30 and over, you should give this comic a try. If you're 29 and younger, you need to go see the movies first before you give this comic a shot.
And then give this series a try.
And then give the comics a shot.
This series, Bill and Ted's, I don't know, what is the series
called?
Hell.
Bill and Ted Go to Hell.
Bill and Ted Go to Hell is a lot of fun. If you like the universe and you like the characters, I feel like you should read this comic book. Issue 1 and 2 are so head-scratchingly crazy, but at the end of the day, you will go, you know what, that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Kind of just like the movie, so.
I'm looking forward to issue 3 where they're going to a whole nother place. I'm really interested to see what they do.
Me and Ryan will definitely be reading the end of the series, issue 3 and 4. It is only 4 issues. The Geek Dad Report says, buy them. Thumbs up. Screw it. Read them. They're a lot of fun. And if you don't find them fun, go watch the movies and then go back and reread them, and I think you'll find them fun.
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly.
Boom Studios, what, $3.99 an issue?
Yep.
$3.99 an issue, 4-issue miniseries. Bill and Ted Go to Hell.
Yeah.
Read them.
Get it now.
And then watch the movies. You're going to like them. All right.
Ooh.
Moving on. From the Faithful 50. You know what? Chris is not coming on. That guy's a dick. Chris, I know you're going to listen to this shit like tomorrow, the day after. How dare you?
I am utterly disappointed.
We recorded on Thursday because you said you couldn't do Friday. Me and Ryan were going to do Friday and just get wasted.
Yeah, I was like going to get completely wasted.
I mean, we're 3/4 wasted right now, but we were going to get shit-housed.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
It was going to be like 2 parts into the Ninja News where
we were not even going to do news stories. I wasn't even going to do the news. We were just going to try and recollect what we remember from the week.
Yeah.
But we decided to do this on Thursday because Chris, Exefer Reed, said he was going to be on. He's not.
So sad.
This is my sad face. All right, well, we cannot count on people. Moving on. From the Faithful 50. You know what? We can always count on the Faithful 50, Ryan.
Yeah, there is a group of people that week in and out, if we said, hey, we're going to get really drunk and we need you to help us, they would show up.
And they do every week.
They do. Every time.
Especially all the time.
They're faithful 50.
And we're just stalling at this point, trying to pull up our.
We're just stalling at this point, trying to pull up the question.
Ooh.
Because, like adults, we wait until the last second to get the stuff done.
All right. Well, I got it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
So, first up, Brian, one of the loyal, faithful 50 members, wants to know. This is a good question. This was such a good question that all our other faithful 50 members decided they wanted to answer it. So we're actually going to read all the different responses. Brian from Washington wants to know, which do we like better, Batman or Superman, and why? He has a few questions, so that's number one. So I'm going to say that I like Superman because I think he's fucking awesome. Who doesn't like a guy who has infinite power and is super cool?
And I'm going to say Batman because I like how he's always one step ahead, typically in the comics. And he gets cool gadgets, and he punches people.
He definitely gets the ladies.
Yeah, definitely gets the ladies. And he's, the billionaire playboy philanthropist. So,
well, there you go. I like Superman. I don't know. I know it may come as a shock to some people, but
do you have a Superman tattoo?
I do. Hey, I know Faithful 50 member Jeff posted his on our Facebook page. You know what? Here we go. The ultimate reveal. There you go, Jeff. Look at that. Urgh. Superman! Nice. I feel like that was a weak pose. Hang on, here we go.
Ooh.
Superman! Team Superman all the way. All right, the second part of Brian from Washington's question was, what are our top 3 Justice League members that are not Batman and Superman?
I'm going to say Shazam, The Flash, Cyborg.
All right, I'm going to say, this is a pretty easy question. Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern.
And did you want to read some of the other?
We are going to read. So, occasionally we get questions that are so good that other Faithful 50 members decide that they want to answer them themselves. So, Brian, great question. And you had not 1, not 2, but 3 people respond.
Yes.
One of those people may actually be on the show tonight, so we'll talk about that in a second.
One of them may responded when they had just
Sorry. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 people responded to your question, Brian. So, you know what? We have not read the other ones, but tonight Brian gets the gold star of the week. Way to go, Brian.
Good job.
So, number 1, Chris, who's supposed to be on our show to answer for himself, but is not. This is Judgy Eyes, Chris. Judgy Eyes. He said his top 3 Justice League members are Martian Manhunter, that's a good call, Blue Beetle, also a good call, and Flash. Seems to be a universal like. Brian from Washington also answered his own question.
Because he really liked it.
With Flash, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman. We are on the same page, Brian. I like the way you think. Chris from Washington, also another loyal Faithful 50 member, responded to his 3 favorite are Flash, Green Lantern, nope, wrong one. Green Lantern, Flash, and Cyborg. Also a good choice. I believe that was Ryan's, well, almost Ryan's choice.
Yeah.
And then Ryan from Utah. You may know him.
Mm-hmm.
His 3 favorite Justice League members are Shazam, Burrito, and Hamburger. I feel like Ryan from Utah may have been drinking heavily and should seek help from a professional.
He sounds like a very stand-up guy, at least.
All right, moving on. Everyone, thank you. We appreciate your responses, and if any of you listening have your own 3 Justice League members other than Batman and Superman that you think are amazing, we would love to hear them. Please post them in our Facebook post, and we will talk about them in the next show if you want, or interact with you on Facebook, Twitter, or I don't know. I think it's all. We don't have Instagram. Fuck that shit.
I will say that if I had a 4th one, I would add a Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He can face through shit. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Chris from Washington has a question. He wants to know, should Punisher get his own TV show on Netflix? He loves him on the Daredevil show, and he wants to know if he should branch off to his own thing.
I think this Punisher is better as a character on the Daredevil show than he would be on his own show.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we're both in agreement that John Bernthal is amazing as the Punisher in the new Daredevil season 2, but a whole 13 episodes of him just shooting everybody might get really gory and honestly kind of lame.
Yeah, his character works exactly well as they put him in Daredevil, and the only reason why the character works on the comics level is because, you know, they're not doing 200-page books of the Punisher every single time. It's it's a single issue, and they build on a story, that way. So.
Well, no, and to your point, I mean, if he had his own, a Punisher movie works okay because a 2 or 3, 2.5 hour Punisher story is fine. But if you're going to give him his own Netflix series, you're talking 13 hours of pretty much a guy whose only purpose is to murder anybody who's bad. I mean,
yeah,
as great as he's been on Daredevil, it probably would not make for a compelling 13-hour show.
That's true.
So. We love John Bernthal and Daredevil season 2, but I think me and Ryan are both going to say probably shouldn't get his own show on Netflix.
Better as a character. Once I
finish
Daredevil, I only got like 4 more episodes to go.
Oh, I got 5 left. I'm going to watch it this weekend. We're going to review it next week on the Geek Dad Report, episode 51. Guaranteed. Blade, if you want to give somebody their own Netflix series, how about Blade? That would be awesome. Let's see. Eric from New Jersey, I think, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Eric, back. Good to see Eric, Faithful 50 newbie. He wants to know, why didn't they give the guy from Entourage, why didn't they get the guy from Entourage to play Aquaman? When that was his dream role in the show.
I think it's because what's his name?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa is just too badass, and
I think Jason Momoa might have actually killed him.
Yes, I think they might have had to have a battle.
And at the end of the day, that might have been too meta.
Yes.
But thank you, Eric, for your question. Hopefully, we answered it. Jason Momoa does make a cameo appearance in Batman v Superman, so I thought it was pretty cool for what it was. Without spoiling too much
about it, because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it. Text Chris. He just hit us up while I read the next question.
He did?
Yeah. He just hit us up on our chat.
But
Eric, that would be pretty fun, but like I said, ultimately I think at the end of the day it'd be way too meta to do it, and if you haven't seen Batman v Superman yet, which you haven't unless you're going right now, we both think Jason Momoa is going to be pretty good as Aquaman, so. Moving on, Faithful 50 Loyalist, Philip, has not one, but, well, he has one question and a follow-up to his own question as usual, so. Phil wants to know, after Thor 3, there are no independent Avenger movies lined up for the future. Is it likely that Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America die off by the time Infinity War 2 ends? And are we going to get the new Avengers with either Ant-Man and Spider-Man leading them? Or possibly are they going to share a screen with Fox and finally reintroduce X-Men and Fantastic Four? All right, that's a lot to digest there, Phil.
That's a lot of shit.
So to answer the first part of your question, and Phil actually asked an earlier question, and I think he deleted because it's not on our Facebook page, but I liked it, and so I'm going to answer his question that he asked earlier. So to answer your question that you just asked now, right now we don't have anything planned for Avengers past Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2. That does not mean we're not going to get more Avengers. At some point, are they gonna? Is Marvel and Disney gonna move on from Thor and Captain America? Yeah, probably. I mean, as successful as those movies have been, you're gonna have to pay those actors a lot of money. And truthfully, do we really want Thor 5, 6, 7, 8? Not really. I mean, Marvel has thousands of characters that you can turn into big budget movies. There's no reason for them to keep doing the same thing over and over. So, do I think they're ever going to completely move on from their core guys? No, probably not. I mean, I think we have finally reached the point after Thor 3, Iron Man 3, Captain America, Civil War. Those guys are no longer going to get their own movies, but I still expect them to keep showing up in the Avengers movies going forward.
Yeah, they won't have their own stuff, but they'll definitely be, they'll still be present. So they're
Yeah,
just going to be very limited.
I mean, Spider-Man is going to be a big part going forward of the Avengers, but let's not pretend that Sony still does not have some rights to Spider-Man. I do not see Spider-Man becoming a major, number one type guy in the MCU going forward, just because Sony still does have those rights to that character. So, Ant-Man, as much as we love him, I don't see him taking the place of Iron Man, Thor, or Hulk, or Captain America. Yeah. And same to we have not seen Doctor Strange, and as much as I think Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be great as Doctor Strange, I don't see him either taking the place of Thor or Captain America. So I think ultimately at the end of the day, Marvel's going to have to pony up the cash, and they're going to have to bring back Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Hemsworth. I think we're going to always get those core members of the Avengers in the Avengers movies, but I do think the days of them getting their own solo movies are probably over.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
So one thing we didn't talk about in the news that I will mention now, since this is kind of relevant to this question, is it does appear that Jeremy, what's his last name? I can't remember. Hawkeye wants to...
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner. He wants his own Hawkeye show on Netflix. So I do see some of that possibly happening going forward. So we may not see some of these characters get their own movies anymore, but I do think you might see... I don't know if Scarlett Johansson would do her own Netflix show, but I definitely do see Jeremy Renner maybe doing a Hawkeye show.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we may see some of that. I do think Netflix is going to expand their Marvel characters more than what they have now, but to answer your question, I do not think we'll ever see a day where the original core Avengers are completely gone.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then Phil, to answer Phil's second part of his question, what do you...
Like second, third, and fourth part of his question.
He wants to know if they will ever share screen time with Fox, Fantastic Four, or the X-Men. No.
No, not going to happen.
Nope. Never going to happen. Fox and Marvel are in a death feud, and unfortunately, because Deadpool, the good news and the bad news about Deadpool is that because it made so much money, Fox will never give back the rights for X-Men.
Right.
So
yeah.
And they will never share with Marvel.
Yeah, they're going to try and do everything they can to capture what Deadpool just did. So
I will say this. Fantastic Four does have a shot at making its way back to Marvel, considering how terrible it was at Fox.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the X-Men goes, maybe before we die, there may be an X-Men Marvel movie crossover, but not in the near future.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see. I see Chris finally hopped on Skype. Will you send him an invite to our show, and then I will add him?
I'll add him right now.
All right. We may finally get our guest. We only got like 10 minutes left of the show, but fuck it. Oh! He wants to hop in. Maybe it's going to happen.
Is he flipping off the camera, or is he doing his pinky finger? Or he's doing the metal? Right?
Oh, hang on. I don't know. What we got?
Oh, what's going to happen? I can see his face in the picture.
I see his face. I don't hear him, though. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
We'll just continue on.
All right, we'll continue on, and if our special guest Chris shows up, more power to him.
Yes.
All right. I think that's all we had.
That was it for the Faithful 50.
Well, that was it for the Faithful 50. Thank you, everybody who submitted a question for us. We appreciate it, as always. Let's see what we got. All right, let's see. We're sitting about an hour and a half. Do you want to do our old man rants, or do you want to move to recommendations?
Uh, uh, we could do. God, I wish we could know if Chris was coming on, or is he gone now?
I don't know. Tell you what, we're gonna take a little. Ryan's gonna entertain you with the story.
Oh God, why do I gotta do this shit?
I don't know. I'm gonna try and add Chris here. We're gonna see what happens.
Well, I don't have any stories to tell though, because I got a really boring existence right now.
Oh, whatever.
That-
Tell something.
We were going to talk about at the very end of the episode to kind of give people an explanation of what's going on as we move forward with the show. Man, I really hope Chris can get on so I can give him some shit.
Give me some shit.
Oh, yes! Hey! How you doing?
Let me fix my speakers. Hang on one second.
All right, we got you.
Did we wake up your whole family with our yelling?
I'm in the raping, man. Nobody can hear me down here.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, you got all the padding.
There he is. All right. Well, everybody, it says here that we have the audio streams and the remote webcam. So it appears that our special guest, Chris, also known as Extra Reed, has made his his way to the Geek Dad Report. So say hi, Chris.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not much. Me and Ryan are thoroughly drunk, and we're about 3/4 of the way done with the show. But
So I
Holy
took at
shit,
least
this is a late episode for you guys.
yeah, I took
Dude,
at least 2 giant poles off.
that
of this,
was full.
so.
Full.
That'll never beat the Red Light Roundtable episode where I drank a whole fifth of whipped vodka.
I was
Yeah.
not present for that. You know what, everybody? If you're listening to our show right now, the Red Light Roundtable was a show that we did at Watch Play Read way before I even got on, and it
that
was,
show had
what,
did it almost have
160
200
episodes?
150 something, I think.
Yeah, 150 something episodes. So.
Yeah, it was a lot of episodes, but you know what? We should do a reunion and bring everybody back just for one special episode.
Well, I know
I'm
Chris
working
has
on
been trying to get 2 of the guys back, Jermaine and Evan. So
Yeah, trying to get adults all hustled into the same room when you used to have free time, and now we all have kids. It's kind of hard to do these days.
yeah,
That's true. Well, did I
Evan
give you a
doesn't
proper
have kids.
introduction? I think we talked about it earlier. Well, for those of you who are wondering who is on our show now, this is
Who the fuck
Expired
this guy is?
Chris X, known as all kinds of different things. He is the host of the Utah Outcast, our sister show on Pod Hell Network, and he's been
Indeed.
on the show before, and he is our friend, and he, believe it or not, is behind the scenes, talks to us a lot about how we're going to direct the show, and he's an integral part of the Geek Dad Report, even though he does not appear on the show very often.
Nope. Whenever I can, I try to make it on.
Yeah,
See,
unfortunately,
and I
Chris
thought you guys
works
were.
swing
I thought you
a
guys were
lot.
trying to wrap this shit up, and so I was like, oh, maybe I could pop on for like the last 5 minutes. But apparently, Jesus, you guys still have more show to go.
Believe it or not, we are down to our last couple segments. If you had not hopped on, we'd probably be wrapping it up. But you know what? The people have hung on this long. Fuck it. They're going to hang on for just a little bit longer.
they got through me pushing off of my thing and spinning around in my room on my chair.
Ryan almost did a flip. You missed out a lot. I don't know why.
Wow.
But you know what? This is a celebratory episode. Like we said earlier, we made it 50 episodes. We are 50 episodes deep, and we like to thank everybody for continuing to come back and just show their love for us, and that's why we continue to do this.
Yeah.
I just love how it's grown from a show that was supposed to be 10, 15 minutes long.
Well, you know, like you said, a lot of
that's how it
behind the
always
scenes
goes,
talking, and you know, a lot of stuff that we just
fuck
said.
it,
You know
dude.
what? Fuck it. People like the long show. We're gonna do the long show.
Yeah.
And we're going to make it longer and longer. And yeah, it happens to me. It happens to the best of us. We start off with the best intentions of having a 20-minute show, turns into an hour show, turns into a 2-hour show, turns into a 3.5-hour show. And you're like, fuck, I don't know if people have enough memory on their phones to download this thing, man.
Yeah, I don't get the people on YouTube that are like able to masterfully cut like a 7-minute show that is able to fit in like, 10 different news things and in a quick segment on something. I just don't get how these people can do it.
Ryan.
Well, most of the time they do the really fast talk like this, and they have the radio personality. So they go into it and they just talk, and they bring a bullet point after bullet point. And we're the micro machine man.
To Chris's point, Ryan, we could do that. Those people have people who write stuff. They write it. They have producers and editors who keep them on a very strict schedule. We are a two-man show, and we just want to fucking have fun. If we
And they're
really
fucking paid.
Yeah, and they're getting paid. If we really wanted to do it in 10 minutes, we could probably do it in 10 minutes, but fuck that shit.
I'll come check on you guys at around episode 300, and then we'll see.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
You know what? We say that now. One day, maybe if we get official sponsors, the show goes from an hour and a half to 32 minutes exactly. With 3 commercial breaks and 5 official sponsors.
Yeah.
No, but there's things that are missing from shows like that. You listen to, I'm not trying to get too inside politics of like podcasts and YouTubes and shit like that, but there's some shows that are just way too fucking overproduced. Way too overproduced where it's like rapid fire joke after joke after joke after joke, and it's like, no, you need to have the kind of lines in the middle where somebody doesn't know what the fuck to say. It's fun to have that little couple of seconds of dead air time just so people can laugh at home, and it's more real. It's more real than the shit that's
and to your
overproduced.
point, man, to be honest, when this show kind of really started taking off is when me and Ryan just decided that, you know what, fuck it, we're not going to try and cater to a specific time frame. We're just going to be us. And the shit ran long and people responded, and that's why the show goes as long as it does.
And when you guys decide to break out the little action figures before the show.
Don't get me started, man. You missed it. You missed it, man.
None right now. All my stuff is
Look
like
at that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder
Yeah, you
Woman.
guys saw it already. I'm jealous as
all
fuck.
my stuff is in boxes right there. So
I got a good one. Hang on.
yeah,
I got my I forgot what these are fucking called.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
The coolest thing about it is that the helmet comes off.
Oh, has he got the...
And
that's great. Where'd you
Now
get
he's
that
fucked
at?
up Vader. Oh man, I can't even remember what the hell these things were called. These were what were cool before Funko Pops came out. I don't know what they were called
They're like
anymore.
Mini mates or something.
Mini Mates, there you go.
Oh, there you go,
And so
Ryan.
I
Nice pull.
picked this one up. They were cool as shit. I love these little toys. I got Starscream and like Optimus Prime. I got Snake Eyes, Cobra Commander. All my favorites from childhood.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you know what? We don't want to run the show too long since you joined us late, X. But
Yeah.
me
And
and
I gotta
Ryan had
get
a
to bed
couple.
anyway.
Believe it or not, we do plan things on this show occasionally, and we had 2 separate things that we were going to do. One if you did not show up, and one if you did. So since you
Okay.
did show up, we were going to go ahead and go with the option B. We decided we were going to do a rant, and because you were just now joining us, we're going to let you know what the rant is a little bit in advance, and then we'll kind of just dive into it. So the rant that me and Ryan wanted to do was we wanted to do an old man rant. So me and Ryan, before we started recording, we're talking about how
I'm old. Yay!
yeah, exactly. We were talking about how much it sucks being old and the different little ailments that we now suffer because we are guys in our late 30s, even though we did not want to be there.
And I was
We have
telling
officially
Brian,
gotten there.
I finally got back into my runs.
Yeah, I was gonna say an athlete of some sort of varying degree. All 3 of us,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brian and I did sports our whole life, and Chris was that fat kid that played video games. But
Hey, I lifted weights like a motherfucker for years, though.
Hey, Ryan, we said no fat shaming on this show.
yes, sorry, I forgot.
We
about
have
that.
all been at some point almost 300 pounds, and we will not fat shame.
Val Kilmer's
Hey,
still really mad about that one episode. that
Dude,
we
he
just
sent
talked-
me an angry hate mail. I was like,
Hey,
Val,
guys.
dude, I loved you and Willow. Don't hate
You
me.
remember when I played Batman?
No, we don't because you're so fat.
You remember when I was Mad Mardigan? That was a good time.
Dude. All right, hey, so question. Real quick
All right.
before we dive into our rant. Mad Mardigan or Iceman?
I'm actually not a. You guys are the Top Gun guys around here,
You're
so
not a
I'm
Top
gonna go.
Gun fan, really?
No, dude,
Oh.
the beach volleyball scene is just enough.
Dude, come on.
No,
That's so
You
meta
weren't playing with
homoerotic.
the boys?
It's so great.
I was never that guy. I was never the slap on the ass
Dude,
kind of like
I
good game,
listened to
guys.
I listened to the Highway to the Danger Zone and Boys Are Back in Town. That was my fucking life theme song.
No, I have to go with Mad Mardigan because he's got that one scene at the beginning where he's just like, "Bring me some water, Peck."
All right.
Peck.
all the
He's
shit
just
I
an
just said
asshole
about
the
how much I
entire
love
movie.
Top Gun, I'm gonna have to go with you. Metamartigan, dude. That is the Val Kilmer pinnacle right there.
And then he was essentially the Han Solo of that movie because he was like, oh man, I didn't want to go the same direction you guys were going. And then
dude, I love the brownies. All you did was eat our eggs and order us around.
I remember you. I stole a baby from you while you were taking a pee-pee.
Oh, such a great movie.
I'm just pissed when I looked on Amazon after you guys were talking about watching it, and I went to go see how much it costs. And it's fucking like $50.
Jesus.
For the DVD on Amazon right now. So.
Well,
I have
luckily I
something to
have
say
it
about
on DVD already. All right. We're not going to talk about Val Kilmer's greatest roles and how he got fat. We are going to talk about, we have a great rant for you guys tonight.
Yeah.
It is getting old.
Yes.
And how much it fucking sucks.
Yeah, and it really hit me this week when I went for my run. I did 3 miles, and I came home and I was standing in the shower, and I had to sit down in the shower because my legs were getting all wobbly, and my fucking knees were just obliterated. So I had to just sit down in the shower and just like softly weep to myself because I was just feeling like fucking shit, and I had to take the really big ibuprofen that I have from a surgery that I had like 3 years ago. I never used.
I really feel like I'm really envisioning the scene in Ace Ventura after he found out that the captain was a man, where he's in the shower crying. I feel like that was you this week after your run.
It's almost like that.
Where they play the crying game music and you're just crying in the shower.
That's essentially what it was.
Nice.
Yeah, to give you guys a little bit of a, since I have the mixing equipment over here, for Ryan, next time you want to go find Willow, just remember that you are...
Do what you want, because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Yeah.
I'll play for everybody.
Being a pirate is a right indeed. Do what you want, because a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
There you go. Sorry.
Well, shit, now I wish I had rum instead of vodka. Shit.
I know, I should totally bring up the Ninja rap, which is 25 years ago. Fucking hell.
I got it, dude. So old.
That's my old man shit right there. I'll get into injuries. I'll get into injuries in a second, but finding out the movie that I quoted every fucking day for like this whole summer was like more than 2 decades ago, that's some bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Well, you missed it. Me and Ryan were talking about our Geek Dad moment of the week, and we were talking about mine was that I had my daughter watch Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for the first time, and I was like, yeah, you know, I always show her movies like Willow or, you know, movies Hook, movies that I watched when I was a kid, so I wanted to show her something newer. And I'm like, yeah, I show her Harry Potter. That was in like 2002, which was fucking 14 years
14
ago.
years ago, yeah. And that kid that played Harry Potter, I forget his fucking name.
Yeah, he's like 40.
He was a little muppet at the time, little tiny kid. Now all of a sudden he's a weird horse fucking adult. He's
exactly. So, you know, my old man moment of the week came from the fact that I was telling Ryan earlier before we started recording. So I had a crown put on this week or last week and anybody who's ever had a crown done or dental work know that. Yeah, exactly. I've got 2. Ibuprofen is your friend, right? You know, ibuprofen helps all the little toothaches until you get your, you know, when you get the cap done, the crown done, they give you a temporary. And in those 2 weeks, usually it hurts for a while until you get your permanent crown put on. And so your friend is ibuprofen. And I didn't realize how old I was until, you know, I got the toothache, so I started taking ibuprofen. Well, all of a sudden, when the ibuprofen wears off, it's not just that the toothache comes back. It's that the backache and the shoulder ache and the knee ache all start coming back. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I've got a bad back, 2 bad knees, a bad shoulder, you know. And I didn't even realize it until the pain went away, and then all of a sudden it started coming back. And I was like, oh, my God, why? What happened?
Getting old and creaky.
I still remember being 12 playing Metroid on my Game Boy. What happened?
Boy, let me tell you, I love going up I have a basement that has stairs that are split, so you have to go up, turn around, go up, and then to get up to my bedroom, I have to do the same amount of stairs, but, you know, up, turn around, go up. So I go up like 28 stairs to get to bed, and every step in this quiet-ass house is...
Yeah, it's not the steps.
Just cartilage and bone just rubbing against one another. And I'm like, oh, that can't be good. And
just get one of those chairs that you sit in at the bottom. And it's
I
just
would-
like
I
an
would
escalator
table.
just like takes
Dude,
you all the way up.
every time I
That's
think
an-
of those chairs, though, I think of that movie Gremlins when that old bag gets in and the Gremlins fucking fuck it up and she goes flying out her window.
The very first level in Earthworm Jim 2
Oh my
is you have to
God.
ride up on one of those chairs with all these grannies dropping down from the ceiling trying to get in the chair to knock you out of it.
Have your guys' hips started popping yet?
Yeah, I get those every once in a while.
Oh,
Or
Jesus
like
Christ, those are the worst.
I feel a joint hurting a little bit. Next thing you know, I wiggle it a little, and then next thing you know, it's like this big meaty pop noise, and you're like, "Oh, that felt better." But then you're like, afterwards, you're like, "Fuck, that's gonna hurt."
Dude.
Yeah.
I can't squat anymore. I can't really squat down. Like you used to be able to do the whole like sitting against the wall kind of thing where your ass is below your knees. That shit hurts nowadays, man.
So I'd like to apologize to
It doesn't-
our
it
viewers
doesn't
and
help.
listeners. This has turned not from a rant into an old man whine where we just bitch about how old we've gotten. So, whatever.
Mine's mainly weight, though. If I lost weight, I'm sure I'd be able to do this shit again.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier on your body if you're under 200 pounds
Dude,
instead of almost
dude.
300.
Dude, that's a lie. So I finally got
How
down
is that
to
a
200
lie?
pounds, and I still hurt just as much. I mean, I hurt maybe a little less, but no, my ligaments are
Yeah, but-
fucked up.
But don't you think it would feel a lot better than if you had to wear a fucking 90-pound weight vest
Well,
on
yeah,
you?
it
you
feels
know?
better if you're not wearing a 20-pound dumbbell around your waist, but still.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? We have all ran, played sports, done things to the point where we still think in the back of our minds that, we drop a few pounds, we get back in shape, it's going to be like it was. It's not. Our bodies are fucked up and we've gotten old. I don't even know what happened.
I'm not giving up yet because shit, I did a marathon last year where there was a fucking marathon, people. There was a old man. I mean, I swear to God, the guy was like 75 years old, and he was. I kept trying to beat him. I couldn't do it. I was 35 years old, and this 75-year-old guy is just keeping the same fucking pace,
Dude,
just shuffling along.
You cannot judge yourself to that guy. There's always those weird freaks that manage
I know,
to do
but
that.
he beat
Yeah.
me.
Just deal
there
with
was
it. Accept
there was
him.
another
He's the
old guy,
one-off.
another guy pushing his wife in a like specially designed cart, and he was still beating me. There was a lady that wasn't even running.
All right,
She was like fast walking, and I'm
you
like,
got beat by a guy in a cart, man. I can't say anything.
I think the
shit's
hardest
hard.
thing for me
Sorry.
was like when Chris and I did the Spartan Beach together, and there were some points where we're like, just kind of like chugging along and going up the hills and stuff, and like these young kids are like running around. It's like on your right, on your left, on your right, and they're like jumping around as like gazelles.
they're like gazelles going up a fucking
All right,
mountain
well,
because
And
For-
Chris
for
and I
doing-
was,
for doing a race like
walking
this-
up the trail.
you're
I feel-
literally going up a pitch that's like this, and so
All right.
I don't know how people run at like 10-degree incline. I don't know how the fuck they do that because that's walking for me.
Dude, I can't run past the 3% incline. It's terrible. My knees might literally explode.
And
All right.
and
Well, you
I
know
didn't
what? We talked
finish
about
the race,
maybe
so-
bringing back. We talked about bringing back a round light round or round an RLR whatever, a red light round table episode, and I think we finally found what we're going to talk about: getting goddamn old.
Yeah.
Because I feel
Well,
like
'cause-
we could talk about this for literally 2 hours.
Yeah, one of the panelists that was on the show, from when we started the show until now, had no kids. Now he has 2, and they're like 5. Another one of them that I thought was going to be a forever alone kind of guy has a wife, and I never thought that was going to happen. And he dropped like 200 pounds.
Well,
and
we'll
he
tell
was-
you what.
he was
Everybody's
the
a fan of the
anime
Geek Dad
pillow
Report.
guy.
If you've never heard of the RLL Roundtable, we are going to bring it back. I'm gonna call that out right now. We are going to have a special old man episode that we're going to bring back to Watch, Play, Read, and we're going to do this. But
That's going to be hard to schedule with all of our adult schedules that we have to worry about.
Well,
it's no longer.
especially since
as
I'm
the
moving.
I'm going to go and announce it now as the official, I don't know, manager of new media. I'm going to make that shit happen.
Yeah, we still gotta make that official
Well, we just did.
on the website.
Yeah,
but-
you got to get me to get into the guts.
Yeah, we're gonna
I've
make
stepped
that
back
happen.
from a writing role
But-
to do.
But because we've already ran long, I'm going to table this. I don't know, I guess it was less of a rant and more of a bitch fest about how old we've gotten.
it's just nice to have Chris on the show.
It is nice. We really wish Chris would have showed up earlier, because then we could have rambled for 2 hours about nothing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Between being an adult and having to work late, even though you were scheduled to be off earlier, fucking jobs, I swear to God.
I fucking hate the real life. Me and Ryan have already talked about this shit. We're going to make it big, and we're going to keep the overhead low so we can do this for a living. Chris, you're going to be part of that shit. You're in.
I will be, because I got my own YouTubes and shit. Yes.
You're in. Well, tell you what, because you did hop on and you were gracious enough to grace us with your presence. Before we move on to our last segment of the night, is there anything you'd like to talk about?
I would like to talk Batman versus Superman, but I haven't seen it yet. But I did just get done with like episode 8 of Daredevil, and holy shit!
Yeah. All right, well, let's take. This episode is going to be a little long. Sorry, people, but we're drunk and we have a special guest, so we're going to run a little long tonight. If any of you guys are angry, well, fuck you, because I have to get up and go to work in the morning, and I still have to upload this to YouTube, so I will get about 3 hours of sleep. So if you're listening to this and you're like, God, this episode's long, I don't give a shit because I got no sleep tonight. But we will allow Chris.
Let's do an episode check ahead of time. Brian, what are you at?
I'm on 8. I just finished 8.
Okay, Brian,
I just started episode 9.
All right, so we're all on the same page. So Chris would like to talk a little bit about Daredevil. So I tell you what, we're going to take 5 or 6 minutes, and we're going to talk about Daredevil. We are up to episode 8. And what do you want to talk about, Chris?
Holy shit, when Stick came out of nowhere. That was some amazing shit.
He's still a dick.
He just fucking stabs the dude.
He didn't even give a shit. Took the dude's hand off.
Real quick, before we dive into this, if you have not watched Daredevil Season 2, I don't know how you found our show, but you should definitely be watching it. It is fucking amazing. And we are going to be spoiling everything up until episode 8. So,
yeah.
All right. You've been warned.
I keep waiting for Elektra to break out the size.
Dude,
I haven't seen
when Elektra fucking slit that dude's throat, I was like, holy fucking shit. Blood just spraying everywhere.
This is who I am. Do you still like me? Like,
I'm amazed that this show exists in the same universe as Avengers
as
and
Captain
Civil
America.
War,
Yeah,
Captain
but
America.
Dude, Captain America would hit Elektra in the face with his fucking shield immediately. He'd just be like, bitch, bam.
But the thing is that Daredevil is kind of like how Agents of Shield. They're kind of they softly touch on the movie stuff, but then they're also trying to be like we're not a part of all that.
Well, just wait until Infinity War is over with, and after they fuck around with Infinity Gems and everything, they're just gonna fire all the expensive people in the movies and bring in new people for like
Funny
12
enough, we just
movie
actually
contracts.
talked about that, Chris. You missed that. But yeah, no. To Chris's point, he's absolutely right. I mean, the Russo brothers have already said there's going to be 70 Marvel characters in Infinity Wars. 70.
That's fucking insane.
You know how many people are in the MCU? I've not counted, but I would say no more than 30.
Yeah.
Tops.
I mean, we haven't even got Squirrel Girl yet.
Dude, if they throw in Squirrel Girl, I feel like Kevin Feige should come out, have a microphone, drop it, and just walk off.
I'm Thanos, bitch.
Yeah, suck it.
So for the people that don't know, can you guys go a little bit more in depth about Squirrel Girl? And
She's
Squirrel
a
Girl,
mutant who's a squirrel.
who has powers over squirrels. She can communicate with them, and she has the powers of a squirrel, so she's really good at scratching
out
people.
Doom in the last Secret Wars or something.
Like almost every Secret War, she's been the winner.
So it's almost Marvel's kind of tongue-in-cheek way of saying, you know what, we got this character that we love, Squirrel Girl, who makes no sense, but occasionally we're going to have her show up and literally knock out the most powerful people in Marvel. And she does.
She defeated Thanos that had the fucking Infinity Gauntlet, and she beat him.
She has a fucking squirrel tail.
I find it hilarious that I mean, I'm watching Daredevil right now, and the part where he's got the guy that's doing his equipment for him, and you look closely enough at shit that's in the background of the show, and they give you all sorts of delicious Easter eggs. Like the one I noticed the other day that I freaked out about is that there was a fucking Stiltman outfit in the background.
Dude, I saw that. I was dying.
And for people that don't know the whole Stiltman thing or anything going on there's been like 5 or 6 of them within the Marvel Universe. But the one that I laughed because I saw this because we're rounding the bases to Civil War in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And in Civil War and in Daredevil, Punisher killed the fuck out of Stiltman in Civil War. I mean, we're talking like Stiltman comes on the scene. He's like,
He
I'm
shows
here
up
to
and
destroy
Punisher
people.
just blows him the fuck away.
Just shoots him right in the fucking face, and it's done over with. And like that's all you get from Stiltman number 6. And so
Captain
it just
America goes, "What the hell?" And he's like, "Cap, he's a bad guy." And Captain beats the shit out of Punisher.
When they were having the secret meeting underground or
Yeah.
something like that, and they were in the sewers, and like Punisher shows up for the meeting, whips out his AK, and just blasts like 7 guys that were sitting at the table that were on Cap's side.
Well, okay, spoiler alert. So anybody who's read the original comic, a bunch of bad guys show up and say, "Hey, we're gonna join your side." Punisher shows up and just waxes them all.
Because we don't want to be registered either.
And Punisher's like, "Cool, you're dead."
But that's the fun about the Punisher, is that he doesn't give a shit. He has his own morality. So
God, John Berthel.
What do you guys think about the Punisher through the first 4 episodes?
Amazing.
Especially the end of episode 4.
Episode 4 just about had me in tears, just because you don't expect the guy that played one of my most hated characters on TV as Shane, showing up as Punisher and being able to pull off a dramatic role. You wouldn't expect that out of the guy.
It was very subtle, but did you guys catch that Daredevil was sobbing after his story about his family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got me, man. That was like a lot of people have complained that, the whole Daredevil all of a sudden is now on Punisher's side. I felt like that moment explained it perfectly why Matt Murdock would all of a sudden be defending the Punisher, because he, like I said, if you see it takes place in a split second, but if you look up, Matt Murdock eyes just watering,
just welled up, yeah,
from his story. I mean, how could you not? That was such an emotional, impactful moment in that series. It was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't expect the capture and trial to happen so fucking quickly. You know, I thought it would be a lot more fighting against all these people. But I was wondering on episode 3 and 4 who this badass Irish guy that came in was, and I'm like, he sounds familiar. He looks familiar.
Yeah.
So for people out there that watched that sci-fi show, what the fuck was it called? Brian, what was the show that we both liked that went off the air this season? Defiance. He was Daytak Tar.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that was him? God,
Yeah.
knew he fucking looked familiar. I was trying to figure it out the whole time.
I'm like, who is this guy?
It's hard to tell from a Daredevil because he got his goddamn face blown off.
With a shotgun. Yeah,
Dude,
I can't
was
believe
like, they're not gonna shoot him. Oh yeah, they did. Shotgun, point blank to the face, gone.
Well, it's like there's part of me that keeps thinking, man, they're never going to go to that extreme. They're not going to do that. But I forget all the time about the episode on the first season where Kingpin smashes the dude's head inside the car door.
Episode 4.
So,
That was like, that was the very beginning.
Episode 4.
Like,
dude,
fuck,
when the Irish
show.
guy took the fucking drill to Punisher's foot. Dude, that shit was brutal. Dude, Daredevil is, I don't want to.
I don't
want to bash Jessica Jones too much, but Daredevil is so far beyond every other fucking Netflix Marvel show. It's not even funny.
well, you'd get the apologists coming out of their booths all over the place saying that that Jessica Jones had to establish a universe and this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, her superpowers were bullshit.
She was whiny, she was bitchy, and she was completely unlikable. I don't care what she went through.
Jessica Jones is so fucking stupid. I haven't even got past episode 4.
Watching Daredevil and Elektra when they're jumping up the cars in between the cars on that train, like you could tell there was wire work going on there. You could tell, but it was more believable than some girl going, okay, I'm gonna jump, and then she jumps, and then it jump cuts to her doing the superhero landing on a roof or something.
I've read a lot of Marvel comics, and I don't ever remember a superpower being that you can break off door handles and jump up 2 stories. I mean,
yeah,
that's
and
lame.
I hate the everything in that show was like a jump cut to something like someone throws something at her. And it cuts to her going like, ugh, like that, It's something believable. It's believable. It's believable. Oh, it's balsa wood.
I wanted to love Jessica Jones because I love Daredevil. But when you watch Daredevil, you cannot wait to watch the next episode. When you watch Jessica Jones, you're like, oh, fuck, I guess I got to watch a couple of episodes tonight. I'll try and get 2 more tomorrow.
I mean,
when the villain is the best part of the whole series, Purple Man was great. David Tennant killed
Purple Man
it.
was great because he was an evil fucker.
Dude.
He was really fucking evil. Luke Cage, it established Luke Cage, and Luke Cage is a fucking badass.
Luke Cage is great, and David Tennant might be the best villain in the MCU. Period.
Oh wait, you're being sexist. That's what it is. You're sexist.
Oh,
you just don't
whatever.
like women superheroes.
I
Like, no,
love
I
women
really do like.
superheroes. Dude,
I do-
Elektra's been great in Daredevil.
And she's not even a superhero.
No, she's
Yeah,
amazing.
she has no fucking
She's a
power.
ninja. That's it.
It's fucking crazy.
She's a
You know
crazy
what?
ex-girlfriend ninja.
You know why she's great? Because she's not a whiny, bitchy who gives a shit. That's why she's
She's
great.
not. She's not sullen, but like something bad happened to me.
You know what? She's like,
Yeah,
my
well,
life
that's-
sucks,
that's
but
why
I'm gonna
so many-
own it and I'm gonna fucking kill people.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's why so many of the girls are like all jerking off about Jessica Jones because they're like, oh, she's just like me.
She's had a hard time.
emo, and she's
Unless you can jump 3 stories and break off door handles as your superpower, that's
She-
not like you.
she's basically what all these girls want to be, essentially.
Unless you ran into a guy who can make you do anything you want to. Dude, David Tennant was
But-
so great. In that
So you're
series.
telling me that most women nowadays want their superpower to be resting bitch face? Is that what?
Oh, God.
Essentially,
I really listen. Jessica Jones is getting a 2nd season, and I really want it to be good.
I hope they do better.
I do too. I hope that they can move on from her just being completely unlikable and make her likable because, like I said, I wanted to like the series. David Tennant was great. Luke Cage was amazing. I'm really excited for him in Iron Fist series.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but
But I'm
I
I'm excited
digress.
for
We were
Iron
talking
Fist
about Daredevil.
only because it's kung. It's going to be kung fu. You know, just like we got in Daredevil. It's going to be fight scene after fight scene. Anytime I see them doing an establishing shot on Daredevil where it's a hallway and they're like, "There's a hallway," I'm like, "Oh shit!"
everyone
stuff's
keeps
about to
talking
go
about
down
the
here.
stairwell. I don't think we've gotten to that episode yet. I'm really excited for it.
the
No,
stairwell
the
fight.
stairwell was episode 3, man.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
when-
That was a great,
he
but
had
that was.
the-
I don't think that was a one take, was it?
it was.
Was
it was. They did a one. They
It
did.
was
They did a
them
couple
going
of cuts,
down.
but
It was him going down, and there was all one take.
Well,
of
there
him
was a lot
going
more
down
wire
the
work in that than there was in the hallway scene in season 1. You could tell. You could see the
season
wire
1's
work.
hallway scene was a lot better.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
the
What
hallway
about the-
scene's epic.
the
then
hallway
again-
scene was just set like
Hey,
at one
so
angle.
real quick, do you
We
guys
we
ever?
are we have 5 more episodes to go,
Yeah.
and so I'm sure it's going to be a lot more going on in those 5 episodes than what
Well,
we're getting now. Because
I
right
just
now we
wanna
got
say-
courtroom drama. We got
Hey, well, real quick, since I got you on the episode, I have not watched
Yeah.
the most recent episode of the Utah Outcast because you had told me that Kyle massively spoiled Daredevil. Have we passed that yet, or can
yeah.
I-
You're at that point.
Okay, so I can watch the episode now.
Yeah, because he said something akin to like something like a criminal organization coming in and taking over your town. You know, like the Hand.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like, motherfucker,
Dude,
you just spoiled
You
it.
told
didn't
me
you?
so. A little behind the scenes to our listeners. Chris, me, Ryan, and Chris are all in a chat together. We talk about the shows and Pod Hell and the things that are going on. And he told me about the Utah Outcast, how Kyle had completely spoiled Daredevil. And so I get the new episode of Utah Outcast in my iTunes, and I'm like, okay, not listening to
I
it
really want
because
to do it.
haven't watched Daredevil
you-
yet. So
Probably wouldn't have noticed it, but I was just really on point that night and I had a couple of drinks, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna stop the show and drag it back to what you just said here, Kyle.
Nice.
What the fuck? And so I mean, it didn't really spoil. I mean, the Hand's been the bad guy.
yeah, so they've been the
Ever
bad
since
guys
the
since
first
season 1,
season,
but they
and
definitely dive
Stick
in. I
is-
mean, 7 and 8 really dive when Stick, like to your point, when Stick shows up. I mean, it really dives into the Hand and what's going on with the ninjas.
Well, yeah, especially the big reveal where Matt meeting Elektra
Oh, man.
was Stick putting her on a mission
Yeah,
to
basically.
drag him away.
Trying to turn him to the chase. Or
God,
whatever.
Stick is such a dick. What an asshole. That guy is such a
Well, what do you
fucker.
expect for a couple of 100-year-old guy that?
Dude, I love him at the end, too, when he leaves. He's like, all right, let's get out of here. I'm tired of these amateurs. He fucking drives
Yeah.
off.
Let's go get the cavalry. Let's go get the.
Let's go to the cavalry. You got 2 of the badass ninjas upstairs, and you're like, yeah, fuck these guys. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we've kind of ran long, so we've talked about Daredevil. Is there anything else you guys would like to add about Daredevil before we move on to our last segment of the night?
Fucking
No,
watch
I'm
it.
good.
All right.
Watch it.
So, recommendations. Where me and Ryan recommend something you should or should not waste your time doing this week. We decided that you should go see Batman v Superman because we reviewed it.
Yeah. Chris,
But-
what do you have for a
But
recommendation?
that was like you said,
Um,
that was before Chris showed up on the show. Do you have something you would like to
Yeah.
recommend since you have not seen
Well,
Batman
let me
v
see.
Superman yet?
I've been listening to a lot of new music out there, and I use Google Play Music because it's like I got locked in at that cool $8 a month, so it's like really fucking cool for me. But it's like $10 a month for Google Play Music, and they have all sorts of shit out there. But I came across a album from a guy let's see, I can't remember what his name is. It's Nathaniel Ratecliffe and the Night Sweats.
The Night
It's
Sweats.
it's a really good album, actually.
Well,
Or for
what kind of
people that are
music?
looking,
Just
it's kind of like it's like Hank Williams III kind of stuff. It's kind of like it's not quite country, but it's like rockabilly kind of stuff. So it's really good melodies, really good guitar, really good band, but it's just just a fat white dude that wears turquoise jewelry. You know, I mean, the cover
I grew
of
up
the
in North
album,
Carolina. I know a lot of those.
the cover of the album is him holding like onto his denim vest, and you can tell he's got nothing underneath it, so you can see the hamburger hairs on his chest and everything.
Oh,
but he's got these
Jesus
giant
Christ.
like turquoise rings and shit on his hand, and it's a
Well,
really fucking cool album.
You know what?
Other than that, I suggest anybody that likes harder shit to go listen to a group called Animals as Leaders, because it's a strictly all instrumental, like metal, progressive metal. Great shit. Fucking love it. I'm a music nerd. I fucking love music.
All right,
yeah,
well,
Chris
well-
is
That's not all I got time for nowadays.
Well, me and Ryan recommend that you go see Batman v Superman. If you're not sure why, we recommend you check out our Geek Dad Report Real Review, where we totally spoiler-free reviewed the epic kind of movie that is Batman v Superman. And Chris, also
Epic
known as
kind
X for Reed, recommends that you listen to a lot of indie North Carolina fucking heavy metal bands.
It's
Sound
good
about right?
stuff, y'all. It's good stuff. Let me play a clip for you real quick. Hang on. Let me see if I can. You guys can hear the shit, right? Because you guys heard
Oh,
the.
yeah, we heard it. Hey, real quick, side
You
note,
are
since you mentioned Google Play, how long till Pod Hell is up on Google Play? I've had a few requests this week about it.
I've waited. I've submitted everything. It's just a matter of them rolling it out. So they've rolled out access to the podcasting thing to like select few people out there. And I thought, me being a person that's been on Google Play since day one, I thought I would have access to it. But nope, they haven't released it for iOS yet. So I have no idea when it's coming, and I don't even see it on the web app that I use. So
All right,
I know
so,
it's got to be there. It's there because we submitted everything. It's just they haven't rolled it out to everybody. So don't fret, people. It will be coming out soon enough. They said end of February, but that's a fucking lie. So Google does shit on their own time, if you haven't learned by now.
All right, well, all of our fans who are not on iTunes, I guess you got a little while longer to
YouTube.
wait. But as soon as Google Play allows us to give our shit to you on Google Play, we will do that. In the meantime, buy an iPhone or go to podhell.com.
You don't even have to do that. Just get the damn RSS feed. There's multiple players out there that you don't even have to worry about it being through iTunes. I use a app called Overcast.
Dude, there's a lot of
I'm
people
sure
who
it's
don't know
on
what an
both,
RSS feed is. Come on, man.
Well, it queries the iTunes database, so all you have to do is just put the name of the show in there, and you should be able to download it. Come on, guys, it's not that hard.
Do not shame our listeners, fucker. You're our guest. You will do what we tell you to. We paid you 7 cents, and you will do what we ask.
See, this kind of thing.
All right. Well, on that note,
Let me skip before.
you know what? Me and Ryan and special guest Chris, keep playing it. Let it fly.
Yeah, I've just got to turn down a little bit so you guys
Turn it
can
up.
talk still.
Yeah, there you go. Me, Ryan, and special guest Chris would like to thank you guys for enduring our episode 50, our drunk episode. Our nervous drunken ramble. And thank
And I'm
you.
sober as fuck. Sober as fuck. There you go. Stober.
He's
I'm
sober. We're not. But we would like to thank you guys for joining us for an extra long episode of the Geek Dad Report, episode 50. We have a lot of crazy, awesome things coming in the future. We do a little show note. We may not have an episode every week going forward for the next few weeks. Ryan is in the process of moving, so we may have some show interruptions. We have not decided yet whether we will have special guests. Maybe Chris will pop on with me instead of Ryan if he's not available over the next couple weeks until Ryan gets this situation settled. But we guarantee that we will continue to bring you guys amazing content and make sure you guys have all the information you need to know.
Indeed.
Until next time.
Well, hey, before we sign off, Ryan, can you tell everybody where they can find us?
It cut out. I can't hear what you're saying there, Brian.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
turn
cut
down
out.
the music. Jesus.
No, there you go. Here you go. Go out to this song.
All right, well, fuck it. You can find us on Facebook, iTunes, Pod Hell. And until next week, everybody, thank you for joining us.
He's not even
What are you
coming.
saying?
You're not even coming through, Brian, at all. Your
Oh, turn
microphone
your
just fucking
goddamn
died.
music off. What the fuck? Quit
you
hijacking
go.
our show.
I didn't hijack. I mean, you should be able to hear it. I do the shit all the
All right.
time.
Ryan, would you like to tell the people where they can find us?
We're gonna have to pay YouTube like 50 cents for that now.
Probably.
No, we were talking over it, so probably not.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
It's only when you like have chunks of it like playing at a time,
Oh.
and also it's not video too, so you might not hit it.
On that
and it's
note,
like, and you guys are
Ryan.
like 3 hours into the episode, so
Ryan, would you like to tell the people where they
Holy
can find
shit!
us?
It's 1:30 in the morning.
Shut up. Tell them where they can find us.
I did not realize that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hello, everybody. You can find us on Facebook at Geek Dad Report, Twitter also at Geek Dad Report, podhell.com, where you can find our audio-only version of our show until we get set up with fucking Google Play, or on iTunes at Geek Dad Report. Does that sound about right? You can find me at Brian West 53, Ryan at Big Bruiser, and Chris, where can we find you?
me at Exefer Reed.
And also at Utah Outcast at thepodhell.com. Our flagship.
Yes, go find us there, because
So drunk.
I just realized it's really fucking early in the morning now. So
All right, fuck it. Well, Ryan's gone, Chris is laughing, and I'm ready to fucking wrap this shit up. So, as always, thank you everybody for joining us for another episode, and maybe not, probably, we'll see you guys next week. Until then, go see Batman v Superman. Thank you for sponsoring us, and fuck the critics.
And you're welcome.
I remember coming up, not even a buck, ain't even a cent to make enough. We was out there chasing after stuff that you only find in your dreams of the nights when you're looking up. And I remember somebody